Don't miss out. These campers are moving fast. If you're excited for campfires, s'mores, and the great outdoors, visit Campers Inn RV, the RVer's trusted resource today. Campers Inn, Highway 161 South at I-85 in Kings Mountain, online at campersinn.com.
By the time they get to turn 3, they'll fan out again. 2 and 3 wide to the field.
The NASCAR Xfinity Series.
It is Custer down low. It is Daniel Hemrick up high.
A Southern California showdown.
Guess what? Elliott Sadler wants to join the party and make that a 3-car fight.
NASCAR's best. Tangle with the rising star.
Sadler looking very strong coming off the corner.
The NASCAR Xfinity Series. Saturday afternoon at 4:30 on the Motor Racing Network.
The NXS 300 NASCAR Xfinity Series from Fontana, California. This Saturday afternoon at 4:30 on Carolina Country, 1590 AM WCSL, and online at KTCBroadcasting.com. At Renato Kia in Shelby, servicing your vehicle is never a hassle. Their team of expert technicians ensure that your vehicle is serviced the right way the first time. Plus, Renato Kia offers pickup and delivery from your home or office up to 25 miles, plus service loaners and appointments on Saturdays. Enjoy their showroom with Wi-Fi, snacks, and coffee. Also, express service. And you can get in and back to your life. Visit Renato Kia today. Best service, best prices, best selection, one location. Renato Auto Mall, 4423 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, right below the Cleveland Mall.
The 2018 NCAA tournament is on Westwood 1.
Leon fires it off the back of the iron. It's over. South Carolina is going where they have never gone before. The Final Four. A magical run for the Gamecocks. They advance to Phoenix.
Who will be this year's Cinderella? Tune in right here to find out.
The NCAA basketball tournament right here on the Boston Carolina Country, online at KTCBroadcasting.com. The summer sales event is underway at Elliott Supply Company in Polkville. Come see the new Husqvarna zero-turn mowers. Get 0% financing for 48 months. Well-qualified buyers may be eligible. And that's not all. See the Patriot zero-turn mower by Skag. Now sell priced at $6,099. Plus get 0% financing for 48 months. Don't miss the summer sales event at Elliott Supply Company, Highway 182 North in Polkville. Call 704-538-8661. 2018 scholarships are now available at Carolina Federal Credit Union in Cherryville. The scholarship applications are online at carolinafcu.org, or you can drop by their office at 1200 East Church Street in Cherryville and pick one up. Share the gift of membership today. Refer family and friends to open a savings account and get a chance to win a TV. Hurry, deadline is March 30th. At Carolina Federal Credit Union in Cherryville, you're treated like family because you are. Carolina Federal Credit Union, 1200 East Church Street in Cherryville, online at carolina.fcu.org.
Chosen breed, you don't see too many like me, cause I am one of the reasons you do what you do when you wanna be me instead of you, cause I am still on beat, showing love to the street.
I'm gonna talk. There we go. Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Good breakfast morning, and since it's St. Patrick's Day and nobody's wearing, some people ain't wearing green in this room.
Yeah,
well, we get the peaches on. I knew Carson was prepared when I saw him wearing an Oakland A's shirt and when I walked in the room.
Come on, man.
I knew Carson was on top of it. JP, you got a pinching? Do we got to pinch you?
Unfortunately, yes.
Come on here in front of the come here in front of the camera. Let Terry pinch you.
Yeah, right. Just stay in there. We'll be okay.
Don't
worry, JP. I'm not pinching a soul.
I'm going to let Carson pinch you because he's wearing green. I already got the pinch too.
No, I'm not a pincher.
All right, JP.
Yeah, I'm not a pincher
Come
neither.
on.
You might as well come on over here.
Get on the show. We got a pinch, JP. There you go. No green. Not even on your underwear. Oh, no. He's not wearing underwear. Okay. Hey, good morning.
now.
JP, tell us something there, buddy. Kind of Star Wars going on there. All right, 8:04. Good morning, Saturday Sports Talk brought to you by Campers Inn of Kings Mountain. Breakfast is always by Mitchum's Kitchen. I had an egg and cheese biscuit. I think Hunter did too. How was yours this morning, Hunter?
It was good.
Don't it melt in your mouth?
Yeah, it felt good
so
for a switch
warm,
up.
And the eggs and cheese. It's a really good biscuit. You don't even have to have teeth to eat it, Terry. You don't know the truth.
That's right. I guess.
Oh, you folks that are watching online YouTube, you can watch every day, every Saturday on YouTube. You saw Terry's face there when I said that. I mean, you can't eat Terry's biscuit without teeth. Now, Terry, what'd you have?
Liver mush and bologna on a bun with some mayonnaise.
That thing is about as thick as it gets, and Carson was somewhere in that neighborhood too, right?
He was.
Yeah, I had liver mush and egg. Liver mush, egg, and cheese on a bun. Yeah.
So you had liver mush and egg. Terry, you had liver mush and ham.
Bologna.
That's bologna.
He doubled
That's
up
a
on
bunch
the
of
meats.
bologna.
It is. And you have the meat sweats here in a little bit.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm sorry, but to me, liver mush and bologna, that just sounds nasty.
Well,
sausage is the only
liver
way
mush and bologna are probably made of the same thing, and they're just two different forms of it. It's like going to the Mexican restaurant. It's pick your meat and whatever tortilla you want. You want soft, hard.
Yeah.
You want a round, square. You know,
It's just how it's packaged. That's all it is.
It's all in the packaging, right? Speaking of packaging, we got high school. I don't even know where that's going with that. We've got high school sports going on right now. Baseball's getting up and going. Big game last night here in Cherryville. Ironman down 4-0 to the Bessemer City Yellow Jackets. Come from behind victory, make it 5-4 win. Carson was over at the ball game last night. Carson, let's talk a little bit about that while I pull up the standings here for everybody.
Yeah, I was at in Cramerton for Cramer versus North Gaston. North Gaston won pretty easily, 8-0. And I had heard people say, North Gaston always has a good baseball team. And I've heard people say, they've got a pretty good team this year. And I mean, it was 8-0, and it really seemed like North Gaston was honestly, that wasn't 100% effort. That was probably like an 80% effort. And Austin Prim was on the mound. Had a great night. Probably could have gone the whole game, but let Zach Somerville come in for the last 2 innings, get the save. And I mean, they're for real, man. They've got, 1 through 9, they've got guys who can hit. I've only seen Austin Prim and Somerville pitch, but Prim he's a big dude, and he's got good movement. He's got good life on his fastball. North Gaston, man, they're going to be once we get on down the road, man, they're going to be a tough out in the playoffs.
Before the season started, Carson, I talked to a couple umpires, and that's actually where I like to get my most information from because they're standing there. They see these pitchers. They're throwing. They're the ones standing there with 90-mile-per-hour fastballs coming at their faces, and they can't catch it. That's the weirdest feeling ever. The first time you ever umpire, you get in there without a mitt, and you're like, wait a minute, my face is just standing right here, just for everything. But anyway, those guys, and I asked 2, 3, 4 of them. And all of them said, "Who's the best team?" North Gaston. It came out their mouth so quick. And you witnessed it last night. And you think they can make a run this year?
It depends on who all's filling out their rotation. Like to say, I saw Prim last night, and he threw really well. Somerville, I believe he moved out of left and pitched to finish the ball game. But I mean, if that effort is indicative of what they are. They're a good team, and they can definitely make a deep run, I think.
Right now, we've got North Gaston at 6-0, Terry, and they're outscoring their opponents 9-1.5.
Yeah, that was about what it was
54
last night,
runs to 9 so far.
Yeah.
Crest Chargers 5-0 as well,
and that's who they're playing on Tuesday.
That's going to be a good game.
Yeah.
I think the pitching-wise matchups. This is looking at the runs scored this year. Now they've only played 5 games, so that don't mean anything. The last Crest team I saw, they could rake, and this year they've only scored 29 runs. Actually, only third most in the conference. But they've only given up 6 runs this year in 5 games. So that they're actually at a better pace than North Gaston is. On the pitching wise, Burns in third right now, 7-1 overall. Stuart Kramer 3-4 overall. Forest View's 4-3. Ashbrook 4-3. Kings Mountain 1-5 overall, and Huss 2-5 overall. In the conference, North Gaston and Crest both 4-0. Burns 3-1. Stuart Kramer 2-2. Forest View, Ashbrook, Kings Mountain 1-3, and Huss 0-4 there in the Big South baseball to a standings.
Who beat Burns? I know they got the one loss.
I can pull that up very quickly, Terry. Let's see. And I think it might have been even this week. I thought I saw something. It was recent. Yeah, Stuart Kramer by 1 in 9 innings.
Wow.
So 4-3, Stuart Kramer pulls off the victory in 9 innings. I thought I'd saw this. It was the 13th. So what was that, Monday?
I believe so.
That's what it was.
Okay, so this week, Monday.
Tuesday.
Tuesday. Then Wednesday, they pounded Bessemer 10-0, and then at Forest View they won 4-2. So and then Burns will be at Kings Mountain on the 20th. I think that's this Tuesday. We'll have baseball action is going to return back to KTC this week. Terry, we got some baseball coming up, and we've got. Let's see, West Lincoln will be at Bandy's. Dang it, I left my schedule down. I don't know. We got a Cleveland County matchup. I think it's Burns and Kings Mountain. Yeah, I'm just sitting there looking at it right in front of me. Burns and Kings Mountain, we will have that game with the Cleveland County matchup. And then Cherryville will have their game Tuesday. We'll talk about them right now. They won, like I said last night, come from behind victory 5-4. Over Bessemer City, 4-1 is overall in the conference. Is Lincoln Charter. Cherryville 4-2 overall. Lincoln Charter 4-0 in the conference. Cherryville 3-1 in the conference. Bessemer 3-2 overall. 3-2 in the conference. 3-4 overall. Highland Tech 2-3 in the conference. 2-4 overall. Thomas Jefferson 1-4 in the conference. 1-5 overall. Piedmont Charter still looking for the first conference win. 1-4 overall. Cherryville right now 4-2. Like I said, let me pull up their schedule real quick for this week's game. At Highland Tech, I guess that they play over at Sim still.
Yeah, they do. Yep.
So Cherryville versus Highland Tech will be on the radio this week at Sims Park. If you want to go out to the game, take your radios and listen to the ball game. We'll have Highland Tech and Cherryville. West Lincoln at Bandy's. Our first Bandy's visit this I think this school year. I can't remember if we had any. Terry, do we have any football Lincoln County games up at Bandy's this year? I don't think we did we? We did last year. I know.
I don't think we went there this year.
I don't remember any.
This might be our KTC's first visit. Go see my buddy Brandon Harbison in the gang. He's the athletic director. And speaking of that, JP, behind you in the closet, there's some big giant green ticket things. Bring them in here. We got to give some of these away. We're going to have trivia. We forgot to give this away last week. And since it's St. Patrick's Day and we got green, we'll give away some green tickets if JP can find them. Do you see them, JP? If not, I'll go back and look. But we got the concert they're having over at Bandy's got some tickets we're going to give away, and we're going to have we'll have a trivia question coming up after the next break. We got to sit around and think of a good trivia question, maybe NCAA related or high school related, maybe even Bandy's related. Got some possible good Bandy's questions. All right, JP, not looking good in there. Terry, your comments on that one?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Conference.
Last night I was over at West Lincoln when Lincoln had come to town, and Lincoln pulls off a 3-1 victory over them. Robbie Cowie had a baker's dozen, striking out 13 West Lincoln guys. Lane Hoover was 1 for 2 with 2 walks. One of them was intentional in the game. They put him on, and I think in about the 4th inning to load the bases up. Then he got the next 2 guys out to get out of the inning. But Lincoln looked very impressive last night with Robbie Cowie. And they've only lost one game. They lost to Bandy's. I think it was on a Thursday night that they played them this week to pick up their first loss. But, they look very impressive. West Lincoln still trying to find herself. They're making a few errors in the games, and that's costing them. And it's like 2 or 3 every game, and you've got to cut those down.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. You've got to cut those down, and they know that. But they've been playing pretty decent. But, a tough loss last night for West Lincoln, 3-1 loss to Lincoln.
You ain't done standings yet, have you? By the time I found those. North Lincoln and Bandy's both 4-0 in the conference. Lincoln and Lake Norman Charter 3-1 in the conference. West Lincoln 2-2. East Lincoln, Maiden, and Newton Conover both all 0-4 in the conference. Not often you see East Lincoln, Maiden 0-4 in the conference.
That's it. That is it.
They're both 0-6 overall as well. Newton Conover 0-7. So 3 teams in that conference. And we were looking at this coming in. We were thinking top to bottom. These baseball conferences are going to be really good around here.
Yeah.
And you got 3 teams there in that South Fork 2A combined 0-19. And I don't think anybody could have. Whoever made a bet on that. In some shady neighborhood somewhere, they made a lot of money for them to be 0-19. Bandy 7-0 overall.
They beat Lincoln on, like I said, Thursday. Beat them 7-2. Yeah. So that was a good win for Bandy.
Trojans playing well so far this season. Lincoln and North Lincoln 5-1 over our Lake Norman Charter, 5-2 over. All right, Hunter, we got Rockin' the Farm. Nashville comes to Bandy's. Do you know anything about this?
I do not.
I'm going to pull it up and
I know it's crazy. Alumni, and I don't even know anything about it.
Well, they've got. I guess you guys got a former guy that used to go to Bandy's. That's in Nashville's got a record deal or whatever. And I'm trying to pull up the name and get the information. What we're gonna do? We're gonna give away some tickets. Bandy's High School. There's a name right on the ticket. I didn't see the logo. I thought that was the advertiser's logo. Kelby Costner. Nashville Star Bandy's High School Stadium. He'll be performing Saturday, April 14th. Gates open at 3 p.m. So it's called Rockin' the Farm. Nashville Comes to Bandy's Love and Theft by Kelby Costner. General admission tickets here at KTC. We're going to give some of these away. After the break, we'll have a trivia question for you guys and a little bit more information once we pull it up on the magic interweb. Tommy, if you're listening, I can't pull it up in today's paper and find it, man. I just can't look that up. So I'm going to look it up on the interweb. All right, the last conference we need to go over real quick is the Southwest Baseball 2A. RS Central 6-0 overall, 5-0 in the conference, 5-2 for South Point overall, 4-1 in the conference. East Gaston 2-2, 3-2 overall. East Rutherford 1-3 in the conference, 1-4 overall. There's another one, Terry, you could have bet on. Probably you wouldn't have expected if you just asked people to name names. 1-4 for both Chase and Shelby. 1-5 for Chase overall. 1-4 for Shelby overall.
Here's your question. I was speaking to a lot of people last night. They said this right here might be the best baseball conference around, and we talk about the other one, but they said RS Central was pretty stout, and I think they beat East Rutherford, they beat South Point, and I forget what the other team was that they beat.
I mean,
this
half
week.
Their teams only have one win overall, Terry. So you can't really say, you can't go there now. 1-4, 1-5, and 1-4 for the bottom three. Looking across our team standings, again, this 1A conference is pretty competitive there near the top. Lincoln Charter, Cherryville, and Bessemer are going to make runs. So is Highland Tech's got a pretty solid squad. As usual, they'll upset some people. And then you look over in the South Fork 2A, though, those 4 or 5 top teams are pretty stout teams. And just looking at, like you said, you see the names East Lincoln made, and you're not thinking that.
Well, you wouldn't even think
0-6.
Yeah, on the bottom. You're exactly right.
And then over in the Big South, we got the competition in that too with North Gaston, Burns, and Crest. Got some good baseball in our area, folks. Check that out. Next Tuesday, we'll have it on the Boss and Big O Country here on KTC Broadcasting. Today's schedule, we have NCAA Tournament Basketball starting at noon. Then we got some NASCAR racing on WCSL this afternoon, Infinity racing. And then let's see if we've got on the schedule Tuesday's games. No, but I don't have them on this official schedule, but they were West Lincoln at Bandy's, Cherryville at Highland Tech, and Burns and Kings Mountain. And then, okay, we'll be back. Terry, you got some notes or anything you want to let us before we go on? All right, JP, ready for a break? Thumbs up, something, movement. All right, we're gonna have to take a break. We're gonna come back, give away some Rockin' on the Farm tickets. We're gonna do our trivia question. Terry, you got anything thought up yet?
I can probably think of something.
You're the Bandy's man. We might have it. We'll see if you can come up with some kind of good Bandy's. You're going to be the leader on this group project.
Okay.
And if either one of them don't help out, you tell the teacher, and then we'll.
All right. That sounds good with me.
Down. All right, we'll be back in just a few minutes. JP, KTCBroadcasting.com.
Get ready to march into camping season with amazing deals at Campers Inn RV of Kings Mountain. They're so excited for spring, they're slashing prices on top brands of motorhomes, travel trailers, and fifth wheels, like the Forest River FR3, the Palomino Columbus, and Campers Inn RV exclusives like the Cruiser Embrace and Forest River Acadia. Don't miss out. These campers are moving fast. If you're excited for campfires, s'mores, and the great outdoors, visit Campers Inn RV, the RVer's trusted resource today. Campers Inn, Highway 161 South at I-85 in Kings Mountain, online at campersinn.com.
Hello, this is Milton Baker, and I'd like to invite you to Red Rabbit 27's Hop into Spring open house this Saturday, March 17th. I'll be there along with the Dr. Randy Davis playing the music live and having lots of giveaways, plus free city lunch hot dogs, chips, and drinks for just coming on by. The radio station will be there broadcasting live from 11 until 1. Red Rabbit 27 will be open special hours this Saturday from 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. Come on out and enjoy city lunch hot dogs, chips, and drinks, hourly drawings for door prizes, and live Easter Bunny rabbits, plus floral arrangements, live plants, vintage home decor, jellies and jams, garden decor, handbags, jewelry, pottery, furniture, antiques, Easter decorations, and much, much more. Come on out to Red Rabbit 27, located at 3265 East Highway 27 in Lincoln. Phone 704-240-4448. Like us on Facebook, Red Rabbit 27's Hop in the Spring open house this Saturday. I'll see you there.
If you love your vehicle, why would you have it serviced at just any ordinary shop? The answer is simple. You wouldn't. At Renato Buick GMC, their service center provides a team of knowledgeable service technicians that aim to make your life easier by working within your schedule without disrupting your busy life. They're open on Saturdays, plus offer service loaners and pickup and delivery within 25 miles, plus premium upkeep with authentic parts without the premium price tag. Give your vehicle the service it deserves at Renato Buick GMC. Best service, best prices, best selection, one location. Renato Auto Mall, 4423 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, right below the Cleveland Mall.
They're getting ready for the green, the wave here at Auto Club Speedway.
The Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series.
Kyle Larson now on the attack. He's moving up quickly.
Sweeps into Southern California.
There's not even a car length between them. He's going to make it 3 wide to the top of the block.
The Auto Club 400.
Larson goes to the mid-groove. Hamlin drifts up high, and it's Larson who leads the field. We got trouble off turn 2.
Sunday at 2:30 on the Motor Racing Network.
The Auto Club 400 Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series from Fontana, California. This Sunday afternoon at 2:30 on Carolina Country, 1590 AM WCSL, and online at KTCBroadcasting.com. The American Standard Set the Standard Sales Event is underway at Bill Shuford Heating and Air in Shelby. But hurry, offer ends May 31st. Right now during the American Standard Set the Standard Sales Event, you get 0% financing for 36 months or get up to $1,000 with the purchase of qualifying American Standard equipment. Other offers may apply. Come in for all the details at Bill Shuford Heating and Air. 217 Airwood Street in Shelby, your American Standard heated and air conditioning dealer.
It's time to play at the Kings Mountain Country Club. Play and ride on the new cart paths. Play and ride 18 holes Monday through Friday for $28. Seniors 55 and older can ride and play 18 holes Monday through Friday for just $24. Play and ride 18 holes on weekends for just $37. For tee times, call 704-739-5871. For the Kings Mountain Country Club, located on 109 Country Club Drive in Kings Mountain.
All right, Terry was no help. We got a.
I said yes.
Yeah, you did. You did.
I did say yes. That's a good one.
He's agreeable.
Carson wore his green and nodded. We've got Bandy's Trojans, Love and Theft, and Kelby Costner concert up at Bandy's High School Saturday, April 14th. Tickets. I want to give away 4 tickets, folks. 4 tickets to a big winner this morning. The trivia question is, Hunter, I'm going to let you ask the question to call and get the answer. 704-435-2846. All you got to do is know the answer to Hunter's Bandy's High School Trojans trivia question. We talked a little Harvey's. Should we ask a Harvey question? We decided not to, if you're not familiar with him. Brian Harvey, former Major League Baseball player. Got a couple of sons that are pretty good too, Hunter, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah. Chris and Hunter is actually working his way up through the minors right now. Played a couple Grapefruit League games this year so far.
Played against Chris in one game. It was him against, and we didn't start our ace. We didn't bring him in till late. Thought we could sneak by with our lefty Terry, and unfortunate base running circumstances led to a 2-1 loss to Harvey. And thought we had that one won without you having to use our ace, and I guess it didn't work out. And but anyway, Hunter, what is your trivia question for, now remember, 4 tickets to a country music, Love and Theft, Kelby Costner concert called Rockin' the Farm. Nashville comes to Bandy's Saturday, April 14th, 704-435-2844. Give us a call this morning, 704-435-2844. Here's the question. Go ahead, Hunter.
As a Bandy's alumni, I thought it would only be fitting to ask a trivia question about another Bandy's alumni like myself. the WWE has one very large man that goes by the name Braun Strowman. Now, people know that the WWE also has their, show names. They're not really their names.
What?
I know. Blows my mind.
Next thing you're going to tell me is that it's scripted.
No. He wasn't never.
He wasn't born Stone Cold Steve Austin.
He wasn't. No,
Steve Austin isn't his real name.
No.
I am just totally in shock.
I know. His name is not The Rock. His first name's not The. Middle name Rock.
You thought everybody in WWE was named The, didn't you?
I did.
The Undertaker.
The.
He's not named Macho Man, guys. Okay.
I mean, come on. Who just names their kid Roman?
Somebody will. Believe me.
Oh, yeah, because of this. Absolutely. All right, so the trivia question is, if you are a WWE fan, or if you can just find out first, what is Braun Strowman's real name?
Braun Strowman, former Bandy's High School alumni.
Yes. And WWE, it's like they portray him as the villain most of the time.
He's a heel. That's what you call a heel.
He runs around whatever the heaviest thing in the building is. He turns it over.
Yeah. Usually a truck.
And that's usually how they do it.
Yeah.
And then he throws a couple people through a couple tables and wreaks havoc. But very large man. We see his interviews. Pretty nice fella. But what is his real name? So Bandy's High School. What is Braun Strowman's real name? Give us a call today. 704-435-2844 to win some country music tickets up there at Bandy's High School. It's general admission tickets. So I guess first come, first serve as far as where you want to sit when you get there. But should be a good concert up there. 704-435-2844. What is Braun Strowman's real name? So Terry, no, Sting is not his real name.
Undertaker.
Ric Flair.
That's not his name.
Ric Flair's not his real name.
Prince isn't his real name. It's not Prince.
No. Dean Ambrose. I don't know if that's his real name. Some of them got to use their real. I don't know if some of them if they use their. Why would you use a stage name to be like Chris John?
We have somebody on the line who has an answer.
All right, Hunter's going to go in there and talk to you, JP, and see if might already have a winner, Terry, to some of this. I'm going to play a little bit of their music over the air. We couldn't get it up in there in time, but let's see what we got. I'm going to play it in some microphone and see if it's how it sounds while Hunter sees who won. Oh boy. Looks like we might have a winner, guys. Hunter's going to get a name and phone number from him, and I'll be in there and get a name and phone number from him. Hunter, tell him we'll call him back in just a few minutes and get some more information, tell them how they can come get their tickets. Rocking the Farm, Love and Theft, Kelby Costner. All right, guys, let's see if I can get this right. The University of Maryland, is it of, from, in?
I want to know something.
At Baltimore
County.
How can a county beat a whole state?
I don't know.
It happened last night.
They beat them by 20.
Yeah, one county.
If it's the right county.
Now
beat a whole state.
Now, we kicked Maryland out of the ACC. And this is supposedly the ACC champion, Terry.
The number one seed overall.
They just got stomped into the ground by 20 points by the University of Maryland. Baltimore cannot the Terrapins. The Retrievers.
Retrievers.
You got me by the Retrievers.
The Retrievers retrieved a win last night. I'll tell you what.
It's a team full of good boys. Is what it is.
Yeah.
Good boys. That's pretty good.
And who was the Lyles kid that could not miss? Even on his shots that don't even count was going in.
But
the runner from the wing.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
74-54 final. You know what's probably the worst thing about that? Virginia planned on scoring 54 points in this ball game.
Yeah.
That's about
they did what they thought.
Yeah,
they just didn't play any defense in the second half. 53 points given up in the second half.
Yeah.
So if Maryland doesn't even play, I can't even say the Retrievers. I'm going to say that. I'm not saying UMBC. If the Retrievers didn't even play the first half, they lost by 1.
Yeah.
They didn't have to play the first. They could have made 2 free throws in the first half and won the ball game.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell y'all, if you sat there and watched it, and it's like any basketball game, whether it's Optimus up to high school, up to college, whatever, if you are the team that's supposed to win, and you keep letting somebody who's not supposed to beat you hang around, then the pressure becomes on you.
Yep.
Because you're the one that has to make up. But when they started the second half, you thinking, and I was just like the guys on television, I was like, hey, Virginia's going to come out here, take control of this game. But next thing you know, there's 2 3-pointers, and they're down 6 right off the bat. And then all of a sudden, they're the ones trying to catch up, and they could never catch up. I mean, every shot that UMBC took went in. Everything that they tried. And we was talking about the 3-pointers.
Yeah.
They continued to hit threes.
Yeah, and we were talking about that. All 3, including last night, all 3 of Virginia's losses this season, their opponents had at least 8 3-pointers made. And I think they had 9, like after their first make in the second half, I think they had 9.
And then you started seeing the frustration, like when Jerome, the foul there, and all of a sudden he starts yelling, which they didn't throw a tech. I'm glad of the ref for not doing that.
Surprised.
That's what I'm saying, because he was pretty loud.
Yes.
And, you know, when you start wanting fouls, then you know you're in trouble.
Yep.
And, you know, then they, instead of playing their game on the other end, and I was the same way. I mean, they're taking the whole 30 seconds to take a shot like they normally run, but as the game goes along and time start getting less, you cannot take that shot. Then at the end of it, they started driving. It was one-on-one. There was no team ball about it at the end.
Yeah.
I just got a text, Terry, to see what you think. UMBC stands for You Must Be Cinderella.
That's not bad.
Well, that's not bad.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
It's fitting.
Calvin sent that one in.
It's fitting.
There you
I
go.
wanted to see if y'all gave him good credit or bad credit before I said his name.
But I guarantee, and this is something that some people are going to say, well, them Retrievers will probably be retreat and be thrown back with this next game because they'll probably get beat.
Kansas State is
Kansas State will beat them.
It's not guaranteed.
It's not, but you just had your elite game.
Oh yeah, no, that's the highest high they've ever had. That's bigger than their conference tournament. That's bigger than anything else that program's ever gonna do.
Now, do you think Kansas State's gonna step out there like Virginia did? Because I just think Virginia just was not ready at all.
Yeah. I don't think it was Virginia was not ready. I just think the play style that Virginia has, it actually bit them in the butt this time. It did. You know, and it didn't help that they could. The thing with Virginia, and I've said this, I tell my dad this, and I don't remember if I told you guys this last week. I said it before the show. Virginia, their defense is solid, but if you outscore them, their offense, it's too slow. They can't come back. They cannot recover, even down, like you said. When they're down by 8, it's like, oh, well, you're done. You're done.
Yeah.
I mean, I just was looking at the box score yesterday. They had UMBC, the Retrievers. They had four starters in double digits.
Yep.
While Virginia only had 2, and one of the starters had a big old goose egg. He scored nothing. You can't do that when it comes tournament time. Virginia, that's been the knock on them. They've been so good, like consistently. Past 5 years, they've been a top elite team in college basketball. When it comes tournament time, they just choke. It's like the stage is too big for them, but yet they can win the ACC tournament, which is just a rough a gauntlet as it is. I don't.
How's Ralph Sampson feel this morning, Terry?
Well, he feels about the same way. He goes, I remember that feeling when we lost to Chaminade.
Well, there was I saw something else. That Lyles kid, Jarius Lyles, both of his parents graduated from UVA.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
He was 9 of 11 from the field last night, Terry, so he missed more. He missed 2 free throws. He was better from the field than he was.
Well, I know when they started second half, I know there's about 16, 17 minutes to go, and I sent all y'all a text. I said, Virginia's in trouble because of the way they play, and they're behind. This is going to be all the way to the end. Did I think they could come back and win? Yeah, I really did. But then when all of a sudden it got up to 12 to 15 points, you're like, man, this is going to take 10 minutes for you to come back, and there's not enough time. You know.
So what does Virginia have to do going forward to be ever a number 1 seed again?
I think they can get a number 1 seed, keep playing how they do. There's just no promise that if they get down, they'll ever be able to come out of it.
Yeah.
Because it works. We've seen it work in the ACC. They're always consistent, but then it's like come tournament times, someone just figures it out.
It works over the course of a regular season, but it's not made to win like a one-and-done kind of scenario where you have to win a ball game and you've got the other team who's just I mean, they're throwing everything out. That sort of play just isn't designed to win that kind of ball game.
And it was a game of UMBC had nothing to lose, y'all.
Yeah.
I mean,
And Virginia could not buy a basket. They all the money in the world, and they probably couldn't have scored. They just couldn't.
When you're on a basketball court, somebody gets hot. Systems are designed to overcome things like that. That's why Carolina they run the same system for 50 years. There's nothing to change when their system is designed to overwhelm and dominate, and you have to play a certain way to beat them. And the way to beat Carolina is drain threes over the years, and team, that's who's knocked them out in the tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
And Virginia, in the fact that they do play a zone, just makes it. That's the way to beat a zone is to shoot them out of it, isn't it, Terry?
Yep.
You shoot them out.
You do.
And they were 12 of 24 from 3-point line last night. Virginia was 4 of 22.
Yeah, that's gross.
They are teams that play in college that, like Virginia's, if you can hit threes against Virginia, you can play with them. If you go to Syracuse, if your postman can score a lot in there at the free throw line, you can beat Syracuse. But he is a big guy because he's got to know when to get the ball and when to take the shot and when to pass. But those teams like that can be beat. Virginia come into this game as a number 1 seed, and I sat back, and I know a minute ago we said, hey, they can probably get a number 1 seed. Now the committee sits back and looks at that.
Yeah.
We put you there. I don't know whether I need to put you as a number 1 next year if you go with the same record.
Yeah, and what is so crazy too is, I mean, who would have saw this start to the tournament? Who would have saw this? This is a Cinderella all over the place.
Yeah.
My bracket was busted first day. That's the honest to God truth. I had Arizona winning it. But Arizona would have had to go through Virginia.
That's it, in the same bracket.
The same bracket, and Virginia was Arizona was the 4, with Virginia still being the 1. I still picked Arizona due to their play style, due to Arizona's play style over Virginia's, and I think the play style really is just what's hurt Virginia. It just has. You got to score. You got to score baskets. Defense wins championships, but I mean, if that defense slips up one night, then what are you going to do? You can't score with them.
And people ask me, they say, what do you think about how bad of a – it's 16 playing 1, 135 and 1. Now the 1 has been put in there. That has happened. People say, well, what it's like? I said, it's like Leon Spinks beating Muhammad Ali. And don't get me wrong, I was pulling for Leon because I didn't like Muhammad Ali. I mean, that was me. I was pulling for Leon. And when he won, I was like, hey, buddy, look at this. Because this is not supposed to happen. Or Appalachian beating Michigan. Those are the type of losses that you just cannot. And they'll be remembered forever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How many NBA players does Virginia have?
Maybe
on
2.
this team.
On this team, I'm gonna say none.
Maybe 1. That Hunter kid.
Oh well, Hunter, the guy did play.
Yeah, exactly.
But did he make that much of a difference? Now you got to think about that.
I think mentally it did. I mean, he was like their 6th man. But he's easily their best scorer, and you saw they missed him last night.
I've been kind of talking about this over the years, Terry. With the way the one and done has made it to where, say Duke, they didn't used to recruit them, right, Carson?
Yeah.
So now that they do, that means the kids that are 3 and 4 year players that aren't going to Duke are going to other schools, right?
Yeah.
So instead of Duke and Carolina and them having the same players 3 and 4 years, the talent is actually getting spread out more to where we're at a point where Virginia, with 1 possibly NBA player, is supposed to be the number 1 overall best team in the nation. Last year, Carolina's championship team. No way in the world could you tell me that that's one of the best teams they've ever had. And actually,
the year before was better.
Yeah, 2 of Carolina's championships are teams that aren't really they're even the best teams of the teams within a year or 2 of them. The championship the St. Louis Cardinals won in I think 2006. They were 83 and 81 or 79 and got in the playoffs. And the year before they won 105 games and got beat in the first round. And it's just. Yeah, sometimes it goes that way. It's not the best team doesn't always win that way. It's your best team that you think, but what I'm getting at is, has the talent been spread out so far across college? I mean, you're gonna have. I mean, I'm not gonna say we're gonna have a lot of 16s and 1s, but the upsets. Look at this bracket. We listened to Calipari B and whine for 3 or 4 days about how hard his bracket was.
Yeah.
Now let's read his section, Carson.
Yeah, think of that.
16 versus 9 and 13 versus his 5. Now what, John? What are you complaining about now? You don't have to play Arizona now. You don't have to play Creighton. You don't have to play Virginia.
Well, I'll tell you what, watching that Arizona-Buffalo game, Buffalo would probably smoke them. Buffalo's no slouch.
I know they are.
But Kentucky, for some reason, right now, Kentucky's got the kind of vibe to them that I got from the year UConn and Kemba Walker kind of went on a run. Kentucky started to get some momentum late in their regular season in the SEC tournament, and right now they're kind of riding that momentum because, look, they may have barely beaten Davidson, but Davidson's no slouch. Davidson is a household name, and they're known to get into the tournament, even if they are a lower seed, but that just is because,
if you followed my Twitter, you wouldn't know that Davidson's not a household name this week, Hunter.
Who is the household name?
Well, no, I wasn't even trying to get into it with a guy. I'm just looking at the Davidson Twitter feed. You know how Twitter goes. These dodos.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, so this guy is an SEC football analyst, okay?
Right.
He's an offensive lineman.
Uh-huh.
I've never heard of his life. Can't even pronounce his last name. Seems like a nice guy or whatever. But anyway, you know how people are. But so he makes this comment. One of the Davidson guys got down on the floor and was acting like they were they hit a 3 and he was doing the sniper or whatever.
Yeah. So
you remember he's an SEC guy.
Yeah.
So it's Kentucky, right? So he puts Wildcats hunting Wildcat. No. Davidson is hunting Wildcats. So I retweeted back. Does the SEC analyst not know that Davidson are the Wildcats too? Because that's just kind of weird. David hunting Wildcats. Anyway. His response was not kind or nice about it. Instead of just answering the dang question. SEC analyst, doesn't know that Davidson's the Wildcats. So not everybody knows about Davidson or the Wildcats. I'm sure. I don't even know if he knows Steph Curry.
We should have done that. We should have done that as a trivia as well. Steph Curry still leads average.
He's not
most
from Bandy's.
No, I know he's not from Bandy's, but just as a trivia question in general, like who averaged the most points per game in the NCAA tournament? Well, Steph Curry still leads it. He averaged 30.3 points per game.
People need to quit trying to be Steph Curry, don't they, Terry?
I agree.
I don't like where the game's going.
We've never seen a player like that in the history of basketball. In the first 3 or 4 years of Steph shooting in the NBA, you were still like, he probably shouldn't be shooting like that.
Yeah.
But now, on the opposite
he's
end
a different cat, man.
of what we was talking about a minute ago, and you're talking about one-and-done players. Now, I'm after a coach, and I hope Keats is this guy. Yeah, it's great to have a one-and-done guy, but I want a guy who's going to be coming there for, education. That's going to be there at North Carolina State for 3 to 4 years to get his education than these one-and-done guys, because you can have an NBA player, but I don't think that leads you to a title now. I think that gives you more of a chance because of his athletic ability and how he plays. But for you to have a title, I would much rather, because we've seen what Kentucky's done. We've seen them lose championships on account of they had a bunch of freshmen on the team that could not win it. It can happen. I know they can win it. But
I think the guys on TBS yesterday were saying, I like watching Charles Barkley and them. I love it. I love that they let them do it. But he came out and said, the experience is what's key.
It is.
And he said that's why, and North Carolina fan here, he said North Carolina might have a chance to make not a deep, maybe an Elite 8 run just because they're experienced and they don't get rattled.
And why do they not get rattled? Because they've got a senior leader running their point guard. And I'm sorry. That's what happened to State against Seton Hall. Seton Hall had 4 seniors on that court playing against State. There was no way State could answer them. They hit all the big shots. They hit all the free throws. They had not won a game until this year from Seton Hall in a long time. Look, seniors mean a big difference in college basketball, and that's what you got to have. I love your one-and-done players, but I still think the NBA and college needs to come together with some kind of program. I still don't like the one-and-done. I don't like that at all. I think every player should stay there 2 years. And if you're not going to do that, then go on to a D-League or somewhere they can develop you as they want to develop you for you to be in the NBA.
Yeah, and that's how I feel. What's the problem staying another year if you could use the development? What, you're going to go get drafted? Okay, say you get drafted second round, but you end up in the D-League, or what is it called, the G League now?
G-League.
You end up in the G League and maybe don't even get pulled up. They might even cut you from the G League. But if you would have stayed another year in college and developed and maybe gotten upped your draft status, I don't see the problem
at
staying.
the same time, though,
if you're real quick, Carson. If you're in the G League, you're practicing basketball every day, Hunter. If you're in
every
college,
day.
If you're in college, you practice for an hour or two, and then you have to go to class and learn about geography and whatever they're not learning about. The one and done guys are not even going to class really. Why don't they have a 2-year degree, associate's degree program for these athletes? We got all these associates. We got thousands and thousands of associate's degrees.
Yeah.
We get at all these community colleges. They need to come up with some type of.
We'll let the community
like
colleges have basketball.
Kevin, think of this. Here's a problem I throw at them right now.
Sorry, Carl, I need to go back to Carson.
Yeah, because Omer U7 from North Carolina State. Think of the deal. His biggest game of his career was in this NCAA championship. He scores 2 freaking points. He has scored tons all year long for North Carolina State. And then I'm sitting there, and as soon as the game's over, I sent out tweets to all of my Wolfpack fans saying this guy needs to stay at North Carolina State. You are not ready to go to the NBA. This is the biggest game you've ever had, and you never showed up.
Yeah.
Where's he from?
Turkey, I think. Right?
Yeah, that's why But
now, wait a minute. Now,
well, I know what
Terry,
you're gonna. The NBA picks some people. I know that, but he's
no.
not
You don't know where I'm about to go with this. How many did he average this year?
Probably around 15, 16.
Didn't we just have an NBA player with a lot of problems in Turkey? Was it Cantor or somebody like that?
Enes Cantor. Well, that's political. Yeah,
but you don't know if someone in Turkey has $1 million bet on NC State losing this game and knows his family. Dude went 1 for 4 for 2 points. He beat Carolina by himself. He's over here playing for free in another country.
Yeah, then he fouled out.
I'm not saying things, and he fouled out too.
No, sorry.
I'm not saying it was fixed, but I mean the dude was
He
1
never
for
showed
4,
up.
2 points, and 5 fouls.
But if I am
it's conspiracy theory,
I'm just saying we're playing in a free league here.
Let's take this tangent and run with it.
If I'm Keats, I'm going straight to him. Going, look, you're not ready. Because how many guys? We only have 2 rounds of picking in the NBA, so all these guys are not going to be picked. And as soon as Arizona lost, there was 3 people off of that team said, "I'm going to NBA."
Well, we all know why Ayton's going to the NBA. He's probably number 1 pick.
Oh, I understand that. But if you're not in the first 2 rounds, Omer will never be picked in the first 2 rounds.
If they can't guarantee you're going to be drafted, then I don't know. It just depends, Terry. You don't know the situation. They could be living on a dirt floor, and if the G League's going to pay them $50,000 a year, they can buy a new house on that.
That's good. So that's what you're going to make for how long?
I don't know, Terry.
Then you have no education.
But this family has a house.
You don't know what you're going to do.
Well,
the education goes. Well, about his education, what kind of education did all the Tar Heels players get to past 15, 20 years?
Well, we don't even want to go there taking them classes.
That's what I'm saying. You don't know what education at Duke. If they're not taking the classes that the other kids are taking, if they're taking all PE classes, it's not the same as a real education at Duke. And how much is tuition at NC State compared to Duke?
Well, there's a big difference.
So think about why can't the NC State players say, well, my education only cost $40,000. Grayson Allen's cost $160,000. Somebody give me $120,000.
But if I come out of there and I got a thing right in front of me that says Diploma Business Management, somebody's going to try it with you. Because they said, hey, man, he graduated from North Carolina State. He's got a business management degree. Hey, man, we're going to give you this job.
All right, Terry.
So it's going to be good. If he does not have that.
All right, Terry, hold on. If someone pays him $100,000 to play basketball this year, for 1 year, he tears his leg, can't play basketball ever again.
Yeah.
He buys a house for $50,000. Then he buys an education at NC State.
Buys a house for $50,000.
You can.
Okay.
In Turkey?
Well, you probably can. Yeah, you probably can. I ain't thinking about Turkey.
Okay, and then he uses the other $50,000 to educate himself at NC State. Why can't he just pay his own education? Why does he have it for free? If the G League's going to pay me $100,000 this year, that's just 1 year. What if he plays 2 years? He could easily pay for his own education. He can come down here to how much is the tuition at Gaston right now, Carson?
Not a lot.
He can buy 40 years at Gaston College for 1 year in the G League, Terry. He can buy his own education. So it's not like they can never go to school again. They can't go to school and play basketball again. Now they go back to school and go to school and actually learn instead of going to Carolina and taking fake classes. They actually pay to go to another school with their own money.
But this dude also has to eat. He's got to have a car to drive.
He's
got to have
$100,000.
I mean,
we talk about this all the time. Let's get back to it. West Virginia and Marshall. Let's get back to basketball. West Virginia and Marshall.
Well, we're gonna take a break though. Actually.
Come on.
All right, we're gonna come back to the bracket. We're gonna talk our brackets. Are they blown up? How's your guys' brackets feeling? Hunter, who's our winner?
Coach Stein, West Lincoln. Coach Stein.
Oh, okay.
Stein.
JP. I said JP. Who won? He
Sorry.
said, I don't know. Hunter didn't write it down.
Sorry.
So,
Coach Sane.
Coach
Sorry, I
Sane.
mispronounced your name. Yeah, I drew a blank.
Coach Sane, I'll bring them to you. How's that?
Yeah.
We'll have Terry bring them to you.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to be back in a minute. We're going to talk our brackets in just a moment on KTCBroadcasting.com.
Get ready to march into camping season with amazing deals at Campers Inn RV of Kings Mountain. They're so excited for spring, they're slashing prices on top brands of motorhomes, travel trailers, and fifth wheels, like the Forest River FR3, the Palomino Columbus, and Campers Inn RV exclusives like the Cruiser Embrace and Forest River Acadia. Don't miss out. These campers are moving fast. If you're excited for campfires, s'mores, and the great outdoors, visit Campers Inn RV, the RVer's trusted resource today. Campers Inn, Highway 161 South at I-85 in Kings Mountain, online at campersinn.com. When you need service on your automobile, do what I do and what most people around this area do. They take it to Rick's Automotive in Cherryville. They do it all at Rick's Automotive in Cherryville. Rick Walker and his staff is dedicated at providing you the best in automotive care, from an oil change to a tune-up to a full set of tires. Be sure to check out their tire specials before you buy. That's Rick's Automotive, 1001 East Main Street in Cherryville. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5:30. Just call 704-435-3801 for Rick's Automotive in Cherryville.
Check out what the Green Meadows Golf Club on Kelly Road in Mount Holly has to offer. On Wednesday, you can play all day for $28, including cart and green fee. And ladies, Wednesday is your day too. Ladies play and ride all day for only $15. To make your tee time, call the Green Meadows Golf Club at 704-827-9264. You'll love it. The Green Meadows Golf Club, located at 957 Kelly Road in Mount Holly. Come see what they have to offer.
GFHS Cherryville Adult and Pediatric Medicine is conveniently located right here in Cherryville, providing health care for the whole family. Let GFHS Cherryville be your family's medical home. Pediatric services include sick and well child visits, ADHD management, nutrition counseling, immunizations, and more. That's right, they also offer free sports and school physicals, accepting Medicare, Medicaid, private insurance, and self-pay patients. Call for appointments, 704-435-7954. GFHS Cherryville Adult and Pediatric Medicine, 112 South Oak Street, Cherryville, 704-435-7954. Like them on Facebook, too.
The Orange Opportunity Sales Event is underway at Parker Farm Service in Kings Mountain. Come in now and ask about 0% financing for 84 months on select Kubota tractors with a big 6-year warranty. Come on in for all the details, and don't miss it. The Orange Opportunity Sales Event underway now at Parker Farm Service, located at 126 Bessie Drive off the Oak Grove Road and Highway 74 bypass in Kings Mountain.
When you need septic service, call the experienced pros at Dennis Willis Septic Service of Cherryville. Their contractors are experienced, knowledgeable, and prepared to exceed your expectations. Fully insured, Willis Septic Service offering pumping, installation, service and repair, and inspection on all major septic systems. Call the pros today. Dennis Willis Septic Service of Cherryville, 704-864-1549. Proud supporters of Cherryville Ironman Baseball.
All that ride, jump in the fire, fire too high, jump in the pot, pot too black, jump in the crack, crack too high, jump in the sky too blue, jump in canoe, canoe too shallow, jump in the tallow, tallow too soft, jump in the loft, loft too rotten, jump in the cotton, cotton so white she stayed there all night.
My coin flip one had that Loyola team winning it all.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
The brackets are about to get crazy. Some of us got. I got kind of a really weird one. I had no idea what to do with this year with a lot of these teams. I didn't feel comfortable with anybody. You know, I know they're a Final Four team. I know they're a Final Four team. So I got a little weird with mine, Terry. I actually had Buffalo with a win over Arizona.
I got to see this.
I just started going down here. Look at this in my Final Four there on that one.
You really did. You weren't just lying.
I didn't have Miami. I had Tennessee. Looking down through here, I'm just marking mine. Terry, though, is standing here. I've got my one bracket. Terry's sitting over here beside me with a stack of brackets.
Yeah, these are not all mine.
He pulls a paperclip off his bracket.
These are not all
mine. If your bracket includes a paperclip, that can't be. That's not right, is it?
This is like my bracket concealed with other brackets.
You've got like an algorithm you're going with. You're like, all right, if he wins here, then he can't win here, and then if this wins, then
I mean, I don't know what everybody else. I'm 23-9, so if you're better than 23-9, you're ahead of me. You did well.
You know what I did? I didn't fill out a bracket, and I love it.
I didn't like last year or the year before.
I love it.
It's freedom, isn't it?
It is. It's like not playing fantasy football. I can just watch it let it happen and enjoy it. Like,
but where's the fun in that?
Yeah, all you do then is just get up. Anything else you got to do, Carson, you just get up and say, "Oh heck with it, I don't need to know who wins."
You're not stressed out at midnight like we are.
Yeah, exactly.
Was you not up to 1 o'clock this morning watching the ball game?
I was, but guess what? I went to sleep thinking, "Man, that was a great game," and then I went to sleep.
All right, look, Carson. Due to we're talking about brackets, you can go hang out with JP here in a minute. We're gonna.
Hey, man, it's not that I don't appreciate it. I'm just saying I saved myself some sweating and some sleepless nights. That's all I'm saying.
Well, Terry, let's talk about your bracket real quick, Terry. What's been your biggest nail into your bracket's coffin so far?
So Virginia.
How far did you have him going?
All the way to the championship, but I didn't not have them winning it because I knew somewhere along the line it was going to get beat because that's just them.
But you had them making it.
I
that
did.
Far.
Yeah, that's the problem. But now I still got Villanova on the other side that wins it. So but down in my bottom bracket, Xavier, Gonzaga, Houston, Carolina, all that I still have. If that happens today, so I'll still be looking good with every one of those. On the other side, I still got Kansas, but then I had New Mexico State, which that did not happen. But I also had Michigan State and Duke. And I had Duke going against Kansas at the end, and Duke beating them to play Villanova. I still got Purdue and Villanova up at the top. So just one of my brackets is totally shot, and that's the one at the top. But I did have Nevada. Some people didn't pick Nevada. I got Nevada all the way out till the round of 8 to play Virginia. So I did have them out to there because Nevada's pretty good.
I had Nevada losing.
So how many Sweet 16 teams have you already lost?
One.
Is that it?
That's
just
it.
Virginia?
Just one.
I've lost one myself.
Yeah.
I lost Bucknell. So
you and
me were up and down, going down the same street on that one. I guess I lost Bucknell as my only.
You picked Montana
Sweet
over Michigan.
16 team that I have lost so far. Terry's lost Virginia.
That's the only one.
How far did you say you had them going?
I had them all the way to the championship.
Winning it?
Oh yeah. Right. No, I had them losing in the championship.
Who'd you have them going against?
Villanova.
Kevin, you have some sort of vendetta against the state of Michigan because you had Michigan State and Michigan going out in the first round.
Appalachian State, Carson.
They already beat them,
Carson.
They already beat them. It's okay.
Yeah, but those uppers or whatever, Those Upers, they need to smack down every once in a while. So yeah, but here's Terry. Who's your Final Four?
My Final Four was Virginia. and see, I'm not even a Carolina man, but I got
mine's
Carolina.
Going to blow up after this weekend.
I got Duke and Villanova. And the reason being, and this is how come, because Carolina and Duke will show up in the NCAA tournament. They've been to the most Final Fours of anybody besides Kentucky or somebody, but they're going to show up when this tournament comes around.
So like I said, I had a lot of upsets in here. Hunter, what you looking at over? Have you lost any Sweet 16 or beyond teams yet so far?
I'm looking at it. I've lost 1, 2, 3, 4. I've lost a lot of them. The one that hurt the most was Arizona.
Yeah,
I felt really strong about it. I had Arizona winning it all.
Oh, so you're done.
Yeah, I'm completely finished.
How many brackets do you have? Is that your bracket of integrity?
Well, this is the one where I sat down and actually, tried.
Yeah.
My other one was a coin flip one, and it has Loyola winning it all against Clemson.
Hey, they're still in it.
So So the dream is still alive.
I feel
in that
good
one.
about that coin because I got Clemson in the Final Four. So whatever
Really?
coin you were using, I hope it's a good coin.
My Final Four was I still have.
I got
three.
Gabe DeVoe in the Final Four.
There's
Yes,
still
if you're
three
listening,
teams
Shelby.
that I have. The only team that's not there is Arizona, but I have North Carolina coming out in the bottom, or in the West. In the East, I have Texas Tech, and then in the Midwest, I have Michigan State.
Yeah, so Terry, you said you missed 9. I've missed 10 teams.
Yeah, I'm 23-9.
I'm 22-10, but I've only missed one Sweet 16 game. You've missed a team all the way to the championship game, so you've actually lost the most points, but you've got the most points right now for you bracketologists. Carson did not do a bracket,
and it's so free.
So you cannot speak at all, real quick.
He's just sitting over there with no underwear on.
Well,
Higgs,
nope,
so
not that. Not prepared this morning.
Okay.
Take a shot.
I'm going to give you some facts, and this is another thing that
What's
I
the
go
facts,
by.
Jack?
That's right. The ACC is the winningest team in NCAA tournament history at 660. Has not had a losing record in the NCAA tournament as a whole since 1987. ACC over the last 3 years has 47 games that they have won with 2 national titles over the last 3 years. You know, when I see stuff like that, then you take the teams that legit, and I'm not saying this is a plus for y'all, Kevin, but Carolina and Duke are going to be there. They got great coaches, and when it comes to this tournament, they survive. And most of the time why they survive is on kind of either they got a coach, or even if you say Grayson Allen's not bad, Grayson Allen will lead Duke if he has to.
Yeah, that's not.
Joel Berry will lead Carolina if it comes down to the end.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you've got to have somebody like that on your team. And, you know, when you go to that and then you go to overall records, UNC 123-45, Duke 108-36. Coach K is 91-28, well 92-28 now since he won the other day, all time. You know, State was 37-24. And a lot of people, I get on a lot of people when they ask me about UNC, Duke, and State, I'll say, hey, when we make the championship, we pretty much win it. We've been there 3 times. We've won 2, 66%. Carolina, when they get there, it is 6 times out of 20 Final Fours. That's 30% rating. Duke, 5 championship out of 16, 31% rating. So, you know, State has a better overall rating when they get there.
My whole deal is that Carolina has won all these championships. When was the first time they won a championship? It was in the 50s.
57. Well, 26 if you want to go back.
How many?
Oh, my God. Everybody claims that 26.
Listen.
57, they went undefeated to get and beat Wilt Chamberlain.
How many teams were in the tournament? 12?
I think it was like 16 or something.
16.
I'm not sure.
When did the 64 team, when did it become 64? In the 80s, right?
out.
How many, Duke has won all of their championships in the 64 team format. That's all I want to say. Is that it's been.
What's your point? You trying to discredit the great Dean Smith? Boy, you better get out of here right now.
I'm just telling you that Coach K he's played a lot more games in the postseason.
Well, look, I mean, are you gonna hold it over them that was the format? I mean, they couldn't help that. I mean, they were still the best team in that league.
Was
context,
wait a
man.
minute. Okay, context. Before 1991, Carson.
Oh yeah, I understand.
Yeah,
I understand.
For the first 90 years,
Duke?
they were allowed to win the first 90 years, weren't they?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm just
context.
saying. I understand that, but I'm just saying, man, that was when the only way you were getting into the tournament is if you won your conference.
16 teams.
No at-large bids.
Here's the numbers: 16 teams, and that's another thing about if you want to. What you're saying is defending the Tar Heels. Actually, Carson's the Tar Heels. They had to win the conference to get in those tournaments back then.
Yeah, but you're telling me that you can. That's one of those things. You can have a hot run and win a conference tournament, and you saw Virginia have a good run, win a conference tournament, and that can wear you out by the time you get into the NCAA tournament.
16 teams in 51, 22 teams in 53. It fluctuated. This is the silliest damn thing ever. Fluctuated between 22 and 25 teams from 53 to 74. 1975, the tournaments allowed 32 teams to enter, so that teams that did not win their conference could be chosen as at-large bids. Each conference was allowed 2 teams, with 16 teams qualifying as the conference champions. 1978, the seeding process was used for the first time. 4 teams in each region were granted automatic bids. 79, it was increased to 40 teams. In the early, let's see, 5 more teams were out of the field in 1983. So Terry's Wolfpack played 53 teams.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't even have round numbers at this point.
Yeah.
We've had 22 to 25, 53. Let's see, 85. The Georgetown Villanova one is the first 64-team tournament bracket. So 1985 was when it all started. So there's some info. Carson, it's still until 2001, and then we added the 65th team,
and then it moved to 68.
Then we added teams.
Let me throw something else out here at you. You know, when we talk about regular season champions, all right, we had 10 teams that won the regular season this year that did not make the NCAA. They all went to the NIT.
Yeah.
All right, check this out. And everybody wants to complain, well, you know, the regular season is the best thing. You should take that champion. That champion needs to have a chance of being the NCAA. Wrong. Because
I disagree.
Yeah, well, 9 out of 10 of them that went to the NIT lost in the first round.
Maybe they don't care about the NIT, Terry.
It's the not invited
there
tournament.
You go.
No one's going to care.
Now, here's where you get to the point of, though, Terry. Is it the 64 best teams, or is it the 64 most deserving teams? If you win your conference championship but don't win your conference tournament, are you more deserving to get in the tournament than if you come in 10th in the ACC?
Well, I don't know. If you're going to ask Syracuse that, they'll say, hey, what about us? Because they finished 10th.
Well, what did Virginia bring to this tournament? What did Virginia bring? The number 1 overall seed. So, I mean, Florida State won as the 10th team in the ACC, and Virginia lost. So, what's the best way to do it? I mean, are we all here judging the 65th through 68th best team? Is that what we're doing? Or
look, I have no problem with how they do it. I like it.
What do you think about the conference regular season and the tournament champion both getting automatic bids? Then you bring in that would
knock out 10 other teams.
Good.
That's what it would have done.
Good.
Because there's 10 teams that went to the NIT that won their regular season.
I mean, think of how many times it really doesn't. It's not that often that you have a team make a run through their conference tournament. I think the last time I remember that there was a team that there was a pretty good to absolute chance that they weren't going to make the tournament, winning their conference tournament, and that was Georgia in the SEC tournament. Mm-hmm. I don't know how long ago it was, but it was when they had to play at Georgia Tech because they had problem. They had it like flooded at the Georgia Dome, and they ended up having to play the SEC tournament at Georgia Tech. Georgia won it, and that was really the last time I can remember basically a team that was on the outside looking in being able to win their conference tournament and get in. So it doesn't happen that often. I wouldn't really honestly be mad about it.
UConn was the same way with Kimba. Yeah. If they wouldn't have won that conference tournament.
The numbers would also change every year because some teams win both.
Yeah.
So you don't know. One year you could have 20 automatic bids. The next year you could have 32 automatic or 40 automatic, whatever the number of conferences is.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, here's your teams. Out of the ones that went over to the NIT, Ryder. Ryder.
Hold on.
Would you have taken Ryder? No, you would not have taken Ryder.
Whoa. I took
he did take
Buffalo over Arizona.
He tried to pick Bucknell.
Would you take
Bucknell in the Sweet 16?
He picked Montana over Michigan.
Would you have took Harvard? Tommy Amaker
It
now?
depends if they were playing Virginia.
They lost. Would you have took Wagner? Guess what? The Northeast champions, they lost.
So, Terry.
Northern Kentucky, who had to play Louisville, played Louisville tough, but they lost.
They deserve to be in the tournament.
Vermont, the same one that UMBC come out of.
UMBC lost to them 23 straight times before beating them in the conference tournament championship.
But they went into the NIT and they lost.
How much hate does Terry have to walk in here and hate the NIT team?
UNC
we're talking about team 69 through 85.
What I'm saying.
You stink.
That is team 69 through 85. They're in the NIT.
UNC Asheville. Would you take them? They lost.
You stink.
Florida Gulf Coast.
Well, here.
The Lips going to play Carolina. You know what? They
Terry,
lost.
We're going to get you off this rant. We got to get you off this rant.
Terry, you love feelings.
You're scaring people away. You're scaring them.
Would it be better for UNC Asheville's feelings to make the NCAA being the regular season champion, or would it be better for the feelings of the Florida State how about the Miami Hurricanes or somebody like that? The 10th best team in the ACC.
The only thing I'm going to mention was Middle Tennessee. One team they said should have made the NCAA that did not get into it. Looked very impressive in NIT. They're the only one out of Conference USA. Out of them 10 teams, one when they got knocked in that NIT. So, in other words, what I'm saying is regular season meant nothing.
The other teams,
because I can become getter as the league goes along.
The other teams, players are getting prepared for the NBA draft now.
Okay.
The one and dones at UNC Asheville are getting ready to go to the draft.
Okay. Anyway,
this is a serious question. Seeing how we've had so many bracket busters, a lot of it came out of the South region. Arizona got beat. Virginia got beat. Oh well, Kevin. Whoa, that was about to be bad. Who comes out now of the South to go to the Final Four?
Well, I'll tell you, Hunter, I have a bracket right here, and I've been pretty good so far. I've got the Cincinnati Bearcats.
I actually had them going Elite Eight, but
I've got Kentucky and Cincinnati in the Elite Eight. All my Elite Eight, my
wrong,
Sweet 16,
Kevin,
my 15.
you're
I got
wrong.
15 out of 16 Sweet 16s. My Elite Eight is intact. Tell your Elite Eight intact.
Nevada beat Cincinnati today. I got Nevada already out there.
Go ahead and put an X. Go ahead and put an X.
You know why? Here's your reason.
The Bearcats are going to the Final
No,
Four.
here's your reason. Nevada has 2 former North Carolina State players. Cincinnati has 1 former North Carolina State player. They're playing each other.
They went from Wolfpack to Wolfpack.
Yeah.
Ain't Nevada
No, they
Wolfpack?
went from Wolfpack to Wolf Space Pack.
Caleb and Colby.
There you go.
Those are the guys at Nevada are going against Washington that plays for Cincinnati. All 3 of them guys come from North Carolina State that left.
Terry, you can just stop holding on to
Are they
everything
supposed
that's
to be
NC State right
Is
now.
Nevada supposed to be proud of that they got transfers from state?
So all I know is State's still in it.
All right, it's almost time for a break. Real quick, my Elite Eight, I've got Kentucky and Cincinnati in the South. Out west, I've got Xavier and UNC. In the East, I've got the 1-2 matchup as well, Villanova and Purdue. But Midwest, I got a little crazy, boys. I had to take one little nutso one, Terry. I've got Clemson and Rhode Island in the Elite Eight. I got the Rhode Island Reds beating Duke.
Rams.
I know what they
The Reds are a baseball team.
Why did they not call themselves the Reds? I do not know. That would have been
because they're blue.
Rams is just as alliterative.
You do know what the Reds are. Y'all don't know what that is. It's a chicken. It's a world famous chicken. They're called the Rhode Island Reds, and that's why I was named. Not because of the colors like the baseball team. Actually,
well, there's
the Rhode Island Reds.
There's a
I was naming them after the
Delaware
Blue.
Blue
you know what
Hens.
a Rhode Island Red was?
No, I didn't.
Delaware Blue
I bet
Hens,
Tom
Rhode
Cinefani-
Island Reds.
I bet the
they're all-
Cinefonis do. They raise
There's a lot of
chickens.
poultry up there apparently.
But you're speaking of yours. Here's mine. In the South, I had Virginia against Nevada. In the West, Xavier and North Carolina. The East, Villanova, Purdue. And in the Midwest, I got Kansas against Duke. So I got 7 of my 8 that still would be
Let me
there
see.
at the end.
My South.
How many you got left, Carson? Hunter. I forgot Carson didn't do it. Hunter.
I mean,
How many you got?
What are you
left?
wait, we're talking Elite Eight.
Elite Eight. Let's go.
Elite Eight.
Elite
Okay,
Eight.
so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, I have 7 left,
That's
but
what I
I had a champion out of one of them.
Who's your champion,
That's
Terry?
out.
Villanova.
Mine was Arizona, so I mean he's completely out.
My Final Four: Cincinnati, Xavier, Purdue, and Clemson. And then I got Clemson falling to Purdue, and Purdue is going to win the national championship over the Xavier. What are their names?
Boilermakers.
Musketeers, Boilermakers.
That's Purdue.
Xavier?
That's Purdue.
That's
Yeah,
Purdue.
Xavier.
Yeah,
Musketeers.
We're gonna
Yeah.
be back. We'll be back in just a few minutes to talk Rhode Island Reds. Coach Sane was the winner of the tickets. Terry, you want to?
Coach Tom Sane.
Tom Sane. Okay, want to make sure there's a lot of Sanes over there in Westlake before I say his
They
first
are.
name.
We said Coach. That's the only
I said Coach. You caught me off guard. I was like,
Coach Tom Sane, thanks for listening and calling in the show this morning. You got you some free tickets over there to the country concert at Bandy's here in a couple of weeks. Hey, that's April 14th. Real quick, April 18th, you guys got to be in the house over at Hunter Huss, right, Carson?
Yeah, man.
The ACC Barnstorming Terry is coming to Hunter Huss High School. Grayson Allen, Joel Berry, Theo Pinson,
Aaron
Rollman. We've got
Freeman,
Abu,
Hunt, and Abu.
Freeman, and Hunt. That's a law firm.
You
from
think
NC
they'll
State.
let me?
Freeman, Abu, and Hunt.
You think they'll let me trip Grayson Allen?
Well, I don't know. I'm sure his bodyguards at that time will hand it to you, Hunter.
He can't handle himself. Listen, I mean, he tries to on the court. He can't handle himself.
Listen,
I mean, hey,
the gym at Huss is not that big. Somebody will find you on the way out.
We're going to broadcast that game. If you can't, you can get tickets. If you can't get tickets, listen to us. Watch us on KTC. We're going to be over there. We're going to have player interviews. I don't know the exact schedule on that, Carson. If you want to be maybe involved in that,
sure.
Hunter, I'm not letting you anywhere near Grayson Allen. Hey, I might have to keep Dad away from him more than you. I don't know. But we'll be back in just a few minutes. KTCBroadcasting.com.
Get ready to march into camping season with amazing deals at Campers Inn RV of Kings Mountain. They're so excited for spring, they're slashing prices on top brands of motorhomes, travel trailers, and fifth wheels, like the Forest River FR3, the Palomino Columbus, and Campers Inn RV exclusives like the Cruiser Embrace and Forest River Acadia. Don't miss out. These campers are moving fast. If you're excited for campfires, s'mores, and the great outdoors, visit Campers Inn RV, the RVer's trusted resource today. Campers Inn, Highway 161 South at I-85 in Kings Mountain, online at campersinn.com.
Hello, this is Milton Baker, and I'd like to invite you to Red Rabbit 27's Hop in the Spring open house this Saturday, March 17th. I'll be there along with the Dr. Randy Davis playing the music live and having lots of giveaways, plus free city lunch hot dogs, chips, and drinks for just coming on by. The radio station will be there broadcasting live from 11 until 1. Red Rabbit 27 will be open special hours this Saturday from 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. Come on out and enjoy city lunch hot dogs, chips, and drinks, hourly drawings for door prizes, and live Easter Bunny rabbits, plus floral arrangements, live plants, vintage home decor, jellies and jams, garden decor, handbags, jewelry, pottery, furniture, antiques, Easter decorations, and much, much more. Come on out to Red Rabbit 27, located at 3265 East Highway 27 in Lincoln. Phone 704-240-4448. Like us on Facebook, Red Rabbit 27's Hop in the Spring open house this Saturday. I'll see you there.
Why service your vehicle at Renato Honda in Shelby? Well, the answer is simple. Their Honda Masters certified technicians aim to make your life easier with pickup and delivery up to 25 miles. Service loaners are available, plus Saturday hours to fit your busy schedule. The Renato Honda team provides premium upkeep for both your vehicle and you, with Wi-Fi, snacks and coffee, and a clean showroom to browse around. Enjoy getting your vehicle service at Renato Honda. Best service, best prices, best selection, one location. Renato Auto Mall, 4423 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, right below the Cleveland Mall. The American Standard Set the Standard Sales Event is underway at Bill Shuford Heating and Air in Shelby. But hurry, offer ends May 31st. Right now during the American Standard Set the Standard Sales Event, you get 0% financing for 36 months or get up to $1,000 with the purchase of qualifying American Standard equipment. Other offers may apply. Come in for all the details at Bill Shuford Heating and Air, 217 Airwood Street in Shelby, your American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning dealer. Tax time means sale time at Chase Auto Sales, located at 4510 Wilkinson Boulevard in Gastonia. Rick Shields invites you to come by and check out their selection on great pre-owned vehicles at special tax time prices. Financing is available, so come on out and check out the great buys and drive away in the car of your choice. Tax time is sale time at Chase Auto Sales, 4510 Wilkinson Boulevard in Gastonia. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday. Call 704-824-5000 for Chase Auto Sales of Gastonia. It's time to recruit Roland Black Heating and Cooling in Gastonia to be the next MVP on your home service team. They'll help you strengthen your defense, tackle seasonal allergies, common colds, and even the flu virus in your home or your business with a professional indoor air quality solution. Upgrade your new or existing system to reduce allergens and kill up to 99% of bacteria, mold, and viruses. Call Roland Black Heating and Cooling to be the next MVP on your home services team. Call 704-865-1375. Again, 704-865-1375. Visit them online today at RolandBlack.com.
Yippee-I-O, yippee-I-O.
Dudes, and I don't want to play with them.
Terry, you're on the radio. Well, Tom, if you were listening, We were ripping Joe
Well.
Thomas. Well, I was ripping Joe Thomas. Terry was kind of saying something. He was ripping the rookies and everybody else. Joe Thomas retires this week. NFL news. For the Browns.
You know how many quarterbacks he blocked for, Kevin?
She's 20.
21.
Yeah, 21.
Close,
21.
Isn't that sad?
21.
11 years. Was 11
I never
years.
could learn my stance. Somebody different was back there.
11 years. He never missed a snap. Tears his bicep muscle, misses the rest of the season, then retires. So I was like, what a punk move. But if you're paid millions of dollars, I'm sure, and you know, you've heard Lyman before, and I'm pretty sure I could probably vouch for it as much as I could. I'm sure he's had some concussions that no one has ever known about and been
He
told
probably
about.
says, I'm not going to stay here with another rookie quarterback coming to lead
I don't
us.
know if somebody's going to give you $15 million to play football. I'll show up. I mean, as long as there's one thing that you got to remember, you know, especially the guys that make that money, they're never going to make that kind of money again.
No.
Thomas is a pretty nice guy, it seems like, and he's going to be in the TV business.
Oh yeah,
seems pretty intelligent, pretty smart.
Well, it seems like everybody
fella.
that retires is going to the TV business.
Yes, big news in Carolina Panthers land this week, guys. Greg Olsen is thinking about looking like he's going to retire, maybe.
Yep.
They're saying he wants to play another year, but he's interviewed for the Monday Night Football job.
Right.
And the Panthers had Eric Ebron come into town, and Eric Ebron doesn't come into town to be a backup.
No.
Exactly.
So what's going on with that? Maybe the Panthers are waiting on Olsen to make a decision, see if he gets the job. And people have already commented online, Carson, you'll like this. I can't believe they're going to put Third Leg Greg in the 7th Floor Crew. Is that going to be the opening night Monday Night Football song now? No more Hank Williams, the 7th Floor Crew. We're going to open up every night to the rap song. So
man.
people are like, well, why would they hire him? And you know, I agree. You know, some things I don't know. It's just kind of weird to look past. They wouldn't hire John Beeson to do that, and he's in the same boat with that.
He came to us when I was a host.
Did he?
John Beeson, yeah.
I got a funny story about getting autographs over there at Panthers after practice one day, and you know, you don't see the guys much without their helmets on or whatever, and I wasn't really paying attention. It's hot, and we might have had a few cold beverages too, Terry, believe it or not. And the guys were coming through, and so they were coming through in groups, you know, linebackers, running backs. So the linebackers came in a big group. I didn't know Beeson wasn't there that day, right? I just saw the linebackers coming. Thomas Davis was in the group, Thomas was in front. And I just went, Beeson! And he goes, I'm Thomas Davis! And I looked around, I was like, oh, there's no Beeson. Oh, I feel like an idiot. Everybody's laughing at me. My sister was laughing at me. It was fun. Whatever, it was a fun time. But anyway, the Panthers have made some moves this week. They signed Ontario Poe. That's a pretty good pickup.
He's going to be their backup quarterback now.
He probably has a better completion percentage than Cam, I would imagine. Yeah, if I had to guess, I bet he does. So he's going to play defense. But they also had a problem with their cornerback they just signed this week. He failed his physical, and so now they're back on the cornerback market here in Carolina. So, you know, what do you guys think? As far as their all season's gone, they've cut Stewart. So they got McCaffrey now. Olsen's thinking about retiring. The center's retiring after this year. Kuechly and Cam both have concussion problems. Thomas Davis is retiring after this year. You got the other Khalil brother at the other tackle. Your best offensive lineman, you just let go.
Yeah.
Jacksonville,
Right.
all pro. You re-signed Peppers, is
a 1 year
39, 40.
Yeah,
something
1
like
year.
that.
You still play. You can still play.
You just
though.
lost your cornerback. What do you guys
Traded
see for the
away.
Panthers coming into next year? With you got the Saints in the division, the Falcons, and can Tampa do something to it? I don't know. Tampa's got an explosive offense, but there's a lot of things to fix down there. But the Saints and Falcons, I don't think are going anywhere. What do you guys see Panthers wise this offseason? What can they do?
Well, I mean, I think the biggest...
None of us have them on our board.
Yeah.
By the way, we've got boards up here on who we think is going to make the playoffs next year. Right now,
I think they're
this
too
changes every
inconsistent.
week. None of us have Carolina.
They haven't done enough to show that they're on par with New Orleans and Atlanta. I don't think so. I mean, that defensive backfield, you trade away Darryl Worley. That cornerback that you talked about. It falls through. They still need safety help. I mean, that whole defensive backfield, and that seems like that's been the issue for how many years now? Even when Josh Norman was there, it was who was playing on the other side of Josh Norman.
It seems like Dallas had that problem for about 7-8 years in a row.
Yeah.
After Darren Woodson retired,
it's
they
hard.
were lost in the secondary.
It seems like that's how it goes. Is you've got good secondary. You'll have a good secondary for a while, and then you'll just sort of veer away from it, and you got to spend money on other things, and it's hard to find good secondary help that's consistent and that can make plays. I think
Terry and I were both really hard on him about letting the Norman go, just because we just knew as watching Dion over the years that if you can shut down one guy, it makes everyone else better, because Luke can take one more step to the tight end, the safety can take one more step to the other side, and
the linebackers can stand up, come forward.
There's so many things that do, and that I think that's what Carson's kind of saying. Yeah. You can go from really good to really bad, and if it's one guy is that really good guy, it changes everything back there. The secondary is a unit. Like you're at safety a lot of times. You're out there in no man's land. There's a way the quarterbacks can throw a pass where you can't ever get to it.
Yeah.
But you have to play, take your advantages and go where you go, and do. If you're in the right spot, you can be in the right spot. But it's such a cohesive unit. It's like kind of playing a zone defense, but you guys are playing man to man, because you got 5 guys out here that can run out. It's really tough, and if your secondary is miscommunicating, and if they're really good, it allows the linebackers to do. Like Terry said, when Carolina went 15-1, they played 58% in the nickel, led the NFL in nickel, and that's they just sat there. They put Norman on the one guy, and the other ones covered up everything else. That allowed Kuechly and Thomas to roam.
Your safety could move over to help on the other side. I mean, you had everything under control.
So I mean, do any of us see them making it? If we don't have, none of us have them in the playoffs, what are you guys looking at this time before the draft? I know it's before the draft and
Carolina.
Things get crazy. What are you looking at their record, Hunter?
Carolina, to me, record-wise, I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna put a win-loss number, but I could see them going. I see them finishing third in the South.
Yeah, honestly,
that's what I got.
Yeah, I got them finishing third in the South. But not enough for a wild card.
I think they top out at 9-7. I think they're just over 500.
Really? You think they could go over 500?
I got them 8-8.
Topping out at 9.
Oh, okay.
If you lose Olsen, if he decides I'm retiring.
Oh, yeah, no, they're sub 500.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because you got to have a tight end.
They got to sign Ebron.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You've got to go get him. No,
but
I don't think he's a great Olsen.
I saw.
I
saw a stat somewhere. I saw a stat somewhere though, Terry. He's got the 4th most catches tight ends in NFL history in his first 4 seasons.
Eric Ebron?
Yeah.
He also had a gunslinger throwing to him.
Well, that's true, too.
In Stafford.
Well, and it's the era that we're playing in right now.
It's pass. Carolina, though, to me, with all these moves, say they do lose Greg Olsen, I'm going to be completely honest. I think they're 2 years, maybe 2 to 3 years away from blowing this up.
I can see that.
Blowing everything up. Because Cam will be going on
he'll
towards
be in his 30s at that point.
Yeah, but what year is he going into right now? As 7? Year 6 or 7?
Something like that, yeah. I think
I mean, they've only had one really successful season, but then you still lost. But
how long do running quarterbacks last?
They don't
Steve
last
Young
long.
Is the oldest one I know, and he had Jerry Rice and Terrell Owens.
They don't last long, and not to mention
Randall Cunningham. When he went to Minnesota, had Chris Carter and Randy Moss. Mm-hmm. So the ones that do have to usually transfer into a deep throwing kind of. That's what Cam does anyway.
That's what Mike Vick turned into.
And
too.
Vic had a cannon. At some point, you got to stop running and just let it go. But Vic never had those stud receivers, and that's what I was about to get to.
Not particularly.
The Panthers, if they're going to keep Cam the next 5-7 years, if that's the goal, they've got to get him They've got to get him a stud receiver. Yeah, you can't go out there with Devin Funchess and Brinson Burson and Torrey Smith.
Torrey Smith.
I
didn't like that pickup.
You're right. Hurney's going to be at a point where he's going to be the one that continues the Cam, or he's going to end it.
And see this,
I think 2 to 3 years.
And
probably
it doesn't help them either. They're going to lose TD as well, and maybe Kuechly might retire early too if he keeps getting injured.
He needs to.
Carson, you think he needs to, don't you?
Dude, I mean, you have 3 concussions in 3 years. I don't care what you're doing, how important you are to anybody. Like, you need to value yourself over making money.
He's not the punter, is he?
No, you've got to value yourself over, whatever kind of money you're making, however important you are to
he's made enough money.
Yeah.
Carolina invested all of their cap money into Cam Newton and into Luke Kuechly to lock them up.
And right now, even if he wants to retire but doesn't want to get away from football, somebody will take him on as a coach because he's got such a good football mind.
Carolina would keep him as a linebacker coach.
Or you go back to Boston College. I mean,
go back to BC.
He's got options. You don't think mean, nobody would turn.
But
down Luke
I could
Kuechly
see this getting
wanting to
blown
coach.
up within, and depends really on how Cam meshes with this new offense that's coming in.
Yeah,
it could be
North Turner,
sooner.
yeah.
They could blow this up sooner because, in all seriousness, Cam, it's not Sam. Cam has not progressed in his quarterback development.
And this is gonna
and
push
what you're
him.
gonna that's
North
like
Turner-
hiring somebody and they don't really progress at their position for 8 years.
Yeah,
Like,
North Turner's gonna. That's gonna the way North Turner's offense runs. It's really gonna. It's either gonna help Cam a lot, and he's gonna have a guy there who's a really good offensive mind, and if he wants to learn, he'll definitely be able to. But if it doesn't work out, man, I think you're right. There's a very short leash on this.
Carolina, to me, and I'm going to give them credit this past year, I did not think they'd make the playoffs. I did not. I didn't think they were good enough.
I think, yeah.
But that their defense stood up, and they made plays when they had to play.
That's when Carolina is as good as they can get. When they've got a really good running game and a really good defense, that's been their best seasons. They've never leaned on a quarterback to have a good season. Cam had an MVP, but was he really the most? I don't think he was the most valuable player on the
defense
Panthers.
that got him the MVP.
You're exactly right. And that running game.
Yeah, you're right on the
He
Panthers
still
thing,
has
I
nightmares
think.
of Von
I would have
Miller.
listed that year Norman, Kuechly, Cam. In any type of order as far as the MVP on the team. That we talked about that a lot about the. He was about 17th in yards and about 15th in rating and all that. It's the running game with him. And it's the thing about it is Vic's not going to run over somebody. So the linebackers could break hard on him. The safety could break hard on him, tackle. The thing that makes Cam different is you don't want to get hit by someone who's 260 pounds.
Yeah, but Michael Vick's going to break your ankle.
So bad.
Oh, my
just
word.
run past you.
Yeah, he'll just run right past you.
That's my point on Cam is that
It's
that's what makes their
style of
game.
running.
Think about how many. If Emmitt Smith was with him on his team, would he be happy about all the 5 yard? Once they get inside the 5, Cam gets every carry. How many touchdowns did he take away from Jonathan Stewart?
No, I believe you.
Within the 5.
Emmett would probably become a Des Bryant of letting everybody on the sideline knows this is not right.
Well, not just that. A couple years ago, when Adrian Peterson was first becoming a free agent, people said, "Oh, Carolina should sign him." No, Adrian Peterson's not going to come here. Not only does he have to deal with Christian McCaffrey or Jonathan Stewart, but he would have had to deal with Cam Newton getting all the carries. He would have never gotten the ball.
And I'm glad you brought him up because we was talking about that before we come on the air. Peterson now, guys, is just going to be an average running back. Somebody that needs somebody to fill in because he's on a downward spiral. Nobody's really going to give him a chance. If you were Adrian Peterson right now and it was me, I would hunt for somebody elite to have a chance of winning a Super Bowl that I would go to.
I mean,
New England.
You know what I'm
saying?
saying?
Who they signed? Jeremy Hill.
Yeah, from the Bengals.
So I mean, it's not. They don't even really need him now.
No, they don't.
That's the thing is, it's not that I mean, somebody can take him and he can go be the number 1 feature back. But if he wants to win, like you're saying, Terry, where does he go?
Yeah, he's going to have to be a backup to somebody.
And he can't. That's the thing is, if he goes to a winner, he's going to be a backup, or he's going to be sort of just like a change of pace back from whoever their number 1 is.
Is there really a team out there in the NFL that
That's what
needs a
I'm saying.
running back right now, though?
That's contending.
Maybe
well,
they're not.
Cleveland. I mean, but if they go with Barkley, then they do not need one.
Yeah, I mean,
but
even
Giants could take a running back.
Yeah.
Well, technically, Cleveland really
Detroit
don't even need
can take
to
a
if they
running
don't
back.
take Barkley. Who did they just picked up?
Yeah, but
you don't think Aaron Rodgers would want Peterson on his team?
Oh, Aaron Rodgers would love Peterson.
Well, I don't know what. Speaking of Green Bay giving up.
Real quick, Terry, before I get to that, I want to make a point on Peterson. Now, you're throwing him under the bus.
Well, I'm not throwing him under the bus.
There's 32 teams in the NFL. Last year, he was 6th in yards per game.
Yeah, and that's after he left New Orleans.
Well, yeah, because
he
never got a chance.
He had that one big game, like that first game to Arizona, and I think that's gonna jump your average a little bit.
You know what number stands out to me right there is the 129 attempts.
Yeah, he didn't have any.
He didn't.
He's fresh.
He hardly had any rushing attempts.
I like him. I'm not saying he's going to come in and get 1,500 yards. Nobody does that anymore. But if I'm a contender and I have any type of hole at the running back, if I'm not one of those top 10 running backs, I mean the other 20 teams in the league, I don't see why not. If you think your team is good enough to make a run, make an impact, I'm just looking at here's the people who are ahead of him in yards per game: Zeke, Gurley, Le'Veon Bell, Kareem Hunt, Leonard Fournette, then Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not like those are the 5. If people name the 5 best, these might be there. Kamara might be thrown in there. Here's the people behind him.
The only team
more than Shady, Ingram.
Yeah.
Howard, Gordon, Ajayi, Collins, C.J. Anderson. I mean, Ajayi was 11th last year, got traded in the middle of the season, won the Super Bowl.
Only team I can kind of think of who could really use a running back.
What if New England had him?
Oh, well, New England would be pretty solid if they had him. And be honest,
because the way Belichick uses the running backs, every game is a different running back's going to get 15 to 20 carries, and you don't know which one.
Yeah,
you keep Peterson fresh, and one game you're dealing with Peterson.
But does he want it? But does he want to have it where he plays one game and not the next?
That's what I was getting ready to say. Does he want to be a backup now that his career's coming to an end?
You know, if he wanted to, though, I think
he's
Miami.
Not a backup, though.
He's not. But I mean, I just think with Arizona getting rid of him, they almost telling you
Well, Arizona also lost their head coach and their quarterback.
Not only that, but Arizona has a number one back already in David Johnson. Yeah, he just got hurt.
He was there for a substitute anyway.
Yeah.
He was there for.
And I think something else that Adrian Peterson can do, he could probably just go unsigned, wait for one of these teams to have an injury.
That's what Chris Johnson does.
And then come in, 4 or 5 games into the season. So, I mean, he might not really get it going until week 8 or 9,
right.
and then he's got another 8 weeks, and that's his prime.
Here's teams on the edge, Carson. Baltimore. Would they want him?
Oh, well, they just signed Michael Crabtree.
Cincinnati, would they want him?
They just lost Jeremy Hill.
Giovanni Bernard.
They lost Jeremy Hill, though. That would be a good change of pace for Bernard.
What about San
Green
Diego?
Bay would like it.
Got Melvin Gordon. Melvin Gordon's going to get
Who does Oakland have now?
Marshawn.
Still got Marshawn? I didn't know if they'd cut him or not. No, what about Denver? They just added Keenum.
Don't they already?
They
still have C.J. Anderson.
They probably. I think the Giants is a big. If they don't get Barkley,
I was going to say
they're gonna wait. I think they want Barkley, and if they don't get him, they could easily go Chubb or somebody else, and then pick.
I think the Dolphins need a running back.
Does he want to go to Miami though and lose? 10
there's
games?
another team I think's getting rid of everybody. I think they're wanting a down year.
I swear, I think Detroit might be a secret spot there.
Well, they just signed LeGarrette Blount though.
Oh, never mind. That is true.
Yeah.
He was their 5th running back that visited with
them.
Don't
the 49ers need a running back after losing Hyde? He'd go out there and play with Jimmy Garoppolo.
They signed Jerick McKinnon from the Vikings.
Oh yeah.
Seattle maybe.
Does he want to go play?
The Rams don't
and strip down Seattle though.
So he don't have too many choices if he wants to win.
Yeah.
If he wants to get paid and play and run, there's a lot of choices.
Well, we'll take that back.
Carolina,
he has options if he wants to win. He just can't play the role that he really wants to play.
Would you want to play Carolina if they had Cam and Peterson in the backfield? Really?
That's tough, man.
If you're a safety in that game,
I
do you
think
want to deal with that?
You would do it. You'd play them the same way Denver played them.
Well,
we're going to stop him. We're going to make Cam beat us.
Beat him in the
pocket, it's not going to change their style. But I'm saying, as from a physical standpoint,
that would get tiring.
From a safety and a linebacker
spot,
you walk in that game, you're like, man, I got to tackle.
I'm going to be hurting
400 pounds of running back.
But what we don't know is this. I mean, with age, sometimes it hits fast. And what if the age hits Adrian Peterson fast next year? Now it hasn't, and he's looked great. He still looked like the Adrian Peterson of old,
great,
but
you're gonna lose.
But if if it hits him just like even in preseason, then it's like you paid him all this money for what? Yeah. He's gonna come out there and.
My point of the 100 is 31 teams are losers. Somebody's got to take a chance.
Yeah.
Only one of them get it right. Every year, like, well, that move didn't work, or this move didn't. Well. You got a 1 in 32 chance for all your moves working.
Well, shoot, all these moves for the Browns, all they can do is go
we're going
0-16.
Terry, what do you think? What's our record next year? Browns 7-9,
4-12, maybe 5-11.
You don't even know who our quarterback is right
Y'all
now.
Still 4-12.
They don't know 5-11.
I'll give him the benefit of 6-10. I'll give him 6-10.
So you're saying in 2 years they'll be in the playoffs?
If they win 6 games, that's more than anybody else will improve.
You're right.
They did next year.
You're right.
Right?
I agree.
All right. Let's see. Couple other news and notes. Terry wants to say, let's see. JP, just hold on to us. We're going to take a long break in a second. We're going to talk get all our NFL news and notes in here. The other sports are we got just little stuff to talk about. Ndamukong Suh's a free agent. The Packers just got rid of Jordy Nelson. They signed Jimmy Graham.
He's signed again.
Nelson is with the Raiders. Danny Woodhead retires today. If that's big news for anybody, I don't know if that is. Any other news and notes anybody wants to mention as we're going through there?
No, I'm going to be honest with you. The deal with Nelson, there's a spot Dallas should have jumped at. I mean, you got to have somebody to help Dez on the other
Dallas
side.
should have jumped at Tyrann Mathieu.
They're in talks right now. Matthew just signed with the Texans. Dallas
Yeah.
is in talks to get Earl Thomas. That's what they're trying to do. Seattle's trying to,
asking price is really high.
Yeah.
Seattle's trying to get everything they can out of it, but everybody knows Earl wants to be a Cowboy, so I think that's what's
I'll be
holding
honest, my San Francisco pick's not looking too bad now after Seattle. I mean, I'm telling you, Seattle's just blowing it up.
Hey, Hunter, I'm
Just
gonna
blowing
tell
it
you, unless something changed. I mean, I like my. No, that's Terry's teams. I don't like your teams, Terry. Where's my team?
I appreciate it.
I like my teams. I could come off New York with some injuries and maybe put in your 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
If everyone's healthy in New York, I think they compete for it. That's a total health question with them. But your 49ers will be. I think they'll be right there.
Because you think about it, I mean.
Right,
Arizona, they now have Sam Bradford. I mean, there's no guarantee he's even going to be healthy. They say he's got a degenerative knee, and it's just getting worse.
That doesn't surprise me.
So it's like, and they're paying him what, $20 million for 1 year? It's like, oh, come on.
It's a stop.
Yeah,
I think they're going for the one pick.
Yeah, he's a stopgap. But and then Seattle's just dumping everybody out
Why
of
are
the
they,
defense.
why are they doing that? For my simple reason of this.
I'll tell you why.
As soon as Sherman gets ditched, then he starts talking about Carroll. And don't get me wrong, that's Richard Sherman. He's going to talk about whoever he wants to at whatever time,
And
whether
it
means any sense or not. But, he come out there and say, well, everything that Carroll's saying now is old.
Here's what's going on in Seattle, Terry. When Russell Wilson, they made the Super Bowl, he was getting paid $500,000.
Yep, rookie contract.
The defenses were all around the defense
Oh,
was making
yes.
$10 million. So now Russell got paid. They don't like Russell. The defenders don't like him anyway. He's getting paid. That means some of their buddies start getting cut.
Yeah.
This guy's cut. This guy's cut. All of a sudden, there's doubts, there's injuries, and then.
They're talking about Chancellor and all of them being cut too.
We're not cutting Russell Wilson, so we're cutting
everybody.
All these overpaid guys on the defense they're complaining about the quarterback.
The guys that led you to the Super Bowl.
How much longer does Pete Carroll have a job?
He's the oldest head coach in the league, and he's been the oldest head coach in the league for 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah, I don't think he can mess that up. A Rhode Island Red, before our break, is an American breed of domestic chicken.
There it is.
It was developed in the late 19th century in Massachusetts and Rhode Island by crossbreeding birds of Oriental origin, such as the Malay.
There it is.
With brown leghorn birds from Italy. So if you guys have heard of the leghorn, that is, of course, the foghorn leghorn from the old cartoons. Terry, we watch him every morning. Actually,
I say.
He's one of my favorite characters, Foghorn Leghorn. But if you're wondering what that was, I said Rhode Island should have been named the Reds.
No, this is just an ornithological show.
We're taking a moment. We're trying to educate everybody a little bit every day. I think we should do that. We should have a fun fact every Saturday.
Sponsored by the Shield Museum.
It's not going to be the Gamecocks. Rhode Island
sponsored Rhode Island Red. Sponsored by Tyson.
Well, it ought to be Case Farms because there's a ton of those around.
They are.
They need to. They ought to sponsor our Rhode Island Red show here on Saturdays. Hey, we can get Cinefani come here and talk chickens. All right, JP, we're going to take a break. You ready? Get your button ready. We're going to take a long break, right? All right, we'll be back in just a minute. KTCBroadcasting.com.
Get ready to march into camping season with amazing deals at Campers Inn RV of Kings Mountain. They're so excited for spring, they're slashing prices on top brands of motorhomes, travel trailers, and fifth wheels, like the Forest River FR3, the Palomino Columbus, and Campers Inn RV exclusives like the Cruiser Embrace and Forest River Acadia. Don't miss out. These campers are moving fast. If you're excited for campfires, s'mores, and the great outdoors, visit Campers Inn RV, the RVer's trusted resource today. Campers Inn, Highway 161 South at I-85 in Kings Mountain, online at campersinn.com.
Dr. John L. Cloninger III of Lincoln will brighten your smiles with professional cosmetic dentistry and smile enhancement procedures for everyone. Even Duke fans will smile at the work of this Tar Heel. The office of Dr. John L. Cloninger III is located at 904 Doncha Drive. For an appointment, call 704-735-0765. That's 704-735-0765. And John III says best wishes to all high school athletes.
Maybe a punctuation mark on a career night for Bryce Johnson.
They're getting ready for the green, the wave here at Auto Club Speedway.
The Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series.
Kyle Larson now on the attack. He's moving up quickly.
Sweeps into Southern California.
There's not even a car length between them. He's going to make it 3 wide.
The Auto Club 400.
Larson goes to the mid-groove. Hamlin drifts up high, and it's Larson who leads the field. We got trouble off turn 2.
Sunday at 2:30 on the Motor Racing Network.
The Auto Club 400 Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series from Fontana, California. This Sunday afternoon at 2:30 on Carolina Country, 1590 AM WCSL, and online at KTCBroadcasting.com. When you shop our local advertisers, be sure to tell them you heard it on the radio. That way they'll know that their radio dollars they spend works for them and you too. Even in today's fast-moving world, radio remains the leading media to reach more people. 93% of Americans listen to AM/FM radio over the air. TV viewership is 89%, smartphone use is 83%, and personal computer use is 50%. So if you're a business owner, reach more people with the power of radio. If you don't tell it, you can't sell it. See the power of radio. WHS Shelby, WLON Lincoln, WCSL Cherryville. Online at KTCBroadcasting.com. Why service your vehicle at Renato Honda in Shelby? Well, the answer is simple. Their Honda Masters certified technicians aim to make your life easier with pickup and delivery up to 25 miles. Service loaners are available, plus Saturday hours to fit your busy schedule. The Renato Honda team provides premium upkeep for both your vehicle and you with Wi-Fi, snacks and coffee, and a clean showroom to browse around. Enjoy getting your vehicle service at Renato Honda. Best service, best prices, best selection, one location. Renato Auto Mall, 4423 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, right below the Cleveland Mall. Ashlyn Ryan of Lincoln High School is this month's McDonald's KTC Broadcasting What's Up Shopper Scholar Athlete of the Month. Ashlyn is the daughter of Jody and Ann Ryan and plays guard on the Lincoln girls basketball team. She also plays tennis, runs cross country and track. Ashlyn has a grade point average of 4.55 with advanced courses including AP Government and Politics, AP Human Geography, AP Statistics, AP Language, AP Biology, AP U.S. History, and AP Psychology. Her extracurricular activities include playing the piano, coaching an Optimus basketball team, the Beta Club, the Interact Club, and she's president of the Junior Class Student Council. She's a member of the Emmanuel Lutheran Church. Other community activities include being a member of the Student Advisory Council and a volunteer for 5K races. After graduation, Ashlyn plans to attend UNC Wimbledon or UNC Chapel Hill. The McDonald's KTC Broadcasting What's Up Shopper Scholar Athlete Award is to recognize a student athlete not only for accomplishment in athletics, but also for overall achievements in the classroom and for overall school and community citizenship. Get ready to march into camping season with amazing deals at Campers Inn RV of Kings Mountain. They're so excited for spring, they're slashing prices on top brands of motorhomes, travel trailers, and fifth wheels, like the Forest River FR3, the Palomino Columbus, and Campers Inn RV exclusives like the Cruiser Embrace and Forest River Acadia. Don't miss out. These campers are moving fast. If you're excited for campfires, s'mores, and the great outdoors, visit Campers Inn RV, the RVer's trusted resource today. Campers Inn, Highway 161 South at I-85 in Kings Mountain, online at campersinn.com. If you love your vehicle, why would you have it serviced at just any ordinary shop? The answer is simple. You wouldn't. At Renato Buick GMC, their service center provides a team of knowledgeable service technicians that aim to make your life easier by working within your schedule without disrupting your busy life. They're open on Saturdays, plus offer service loaners and pickup and delivery within 25 miles, plus premium upkeep with authentic parts without the premium price tag. Give your vehicle the service it deserves at Renato Buick GMC. Best service, best prices, best selection, one location. Renato Auto Mall, 4423 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, right below the Cleveland Mall. Check out the monthly specials at the Cherryville Country Club, open to the public with no reservations required. It's prime rib the first Friday of each month, crab legs on the second Thursday and Friday of each month. It's steak and wine the third Thursday and Friday of each month, and fish camp night, fourth Thursday and Friday of each month. And don't forget about their Sunday buffet, 11 to 2, $16 for adults with discounts for kids. Plus, check out the Chicken on the Run bucket on Sundays. 8 pieces of chicken, 2 sides, and rolls for $14.50. Cherryville Golf and Country Club, Roy Acre Road, Cherryville.
Check out the great rates at Pine Mountain Golf Course. Play and ride weekdays for only $21. Seniors play and ride weekends for just $18. Or you can play and ride all day weekdays for only $28. Seniors can play and ride all day on weekends for $25. Make your tee time today by calling 828-433-4950. You'll love this challenging 18-hole par 68 course. The Pine Mountain Golf Course, adjacent to South Mountain State Park. Again, call 828-433-4950 for your tee time.
2018. That's the year for your new Polaris from Full Throttle Power Sports in Lowell. Check out the 2018 Polaris Slingshot. Track ready and street legal and priced at $28,999. And introducing the all-new Polaris Ranger XP 1000. It's more rugged, more refined, it's more Ranger. Trade in and trade up at Full Throttle Power Sports. Exit 22 off I-85 at 100 Indian Walk in Lowell. Online at ncfullthrottle.com. 2018 scholarships are now available at Carolina Federal Credit Union in Cherryville. The scholarship applications are online at carolinafcu.org, or you can drop by their office at 1200 East Church Street in Cherryville and pick one up. Share the gift of membership today. Refer family and friends to open a savings account and get a chance to win a TV. Hurry, deadline is March 30th. At Carolina Federal Credit Union in Cherryville, you're treated like family because you are. Carolina Federal Credit Union, 1200 East Church Street in Cherryville, online at carolina.fcu.org.
Uh-oh, guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
You know what I mean.
Welcome back to Sports Talk, Saturday morning. Campers in. Breakfast by Mitchum's Kitchen. It's good breakfast this morning, guys. It's going to be a beautiful Saturday, it looks like. Beautiful weekend. Everybody get your spring stuff done. Milton Baker and the gang going to be out at Red Rabbit 21 over in Lincoln today. Go by and see them. I'll have to read that in a minute. Anyway, last little bit of the show, we got some kind of fun news and notes we want to go over. And some of the stuff we're talking about during the breaks, we can't really delve into too much. And then this past week, I was at Career Day, and Shelby fifth graders came by at Shelby City Park. It was Career Day for them, and that was some of the most businesses I've seen at like one of these things in a long time. And I was kind of proud of all the businesses in Shelby that came out, talked to the kids, and we had some good answers like, what did you guys want to be for? And next week we're gonna have some cuts. We got our intern Jock working on that, and we're gonna have our cuts instead of music intros next week. We're gonna listen to what all the kids wanted to be and why they wanted to be. But the number one answer for girls was probably vets. Guys ranged from anywhere. Professional athletes. It was mostly basketball actually.
Mm-hmm.
Most kids want to be NBA players. Had a lot of football. But here's the thing about the football. Let's say I asked 10 kids that wanted to be football, right? Only about 2 or 3 of them were actually Panthers fans. So for you fans from the area, that aren't actually Panthers fans, that kind of gives you an idea. It's not really, I thought it was gonna be like 8 out of 10 maybe, but it was. I heard a Colts, a Broncos. I did get a couple Cowboys. There was one Redskin fan, Hunter. So I'll give you some credit on that one.
Just wore the shirt today for that reason,
I hear you. Then we
you only wear them in the off season.
I think there was one Patriots fan. Yeah, it's all good news right now, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
But we had we had firemen, doctors, a lot of policemen, tons of policemen. Everybody wanted to be a policeman. Everybody wanted to be a vet. Police was probably the number one answer, not athlete for the guys. One guy wanted to be. We had engineers. One guy wanted to be a diesel tech.
You said these are kindergartens.
Fifth grade. He said he wanted to be a diesel mechanic. Work on big trucks. Is what he said.
He's already got it.
Oh, dude! I told you the funniest one ever was the one kid wanted to be Toucan Sam. I don't even know what that meant or what he meant by it, but he wanted to be Toucan Sam. Yeah. So then like 2 kids in 2 groups standing beside each other. One kid in one group wanted to be a cartoonist. Another one wanted to be a voice actor.
Oh,
so I was like, you two need to get me best friends.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Y'all could be the next South. That could be the next South Parker.
Yeah.
Or just crazy how you think about that. Let's see, what other occupations did we have? We're gonna have all the cuts next week. It was such a fun time. One girl wanted to be a nurse, and I said, why you want to be a nurse? you want to help people? She said, no, my mama makes good money.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay,
That's right.
so that's not the one you want to be your nurse.
You see these shoes I got on?
Yeah, because she did not want to help anybody. She was honest about that. That was hilarious. Let's see, a bunch of people want to be YouTube stars actually, because we were going live on YouTube. So, Carson, how you feel about that one? That's what they want to be when they grow up.
Hey man, you try, I guess. You can try.
Hey,
whether or not
there
you
was 3 or
succeed.
4 of them already had YouTube channels.
Yeah,
Carson.
man.
And then one of them had a video game channel. And this is the kind of story I like to tell. This class back in college, it was called you had to break up makeup at your own TV show. Well, this was back when Madden and the PlayStation on the 2 and the 3 was just coming out, and it was just, the streaming was just getting started at school. A lot of people doing the LAN parties with the Counter Strikes and everything. So my idea for the class was that you stream the games, and we would be playing Madden in my apartment. I turn around, there's 10 people just sitting here just watching, not doing anything. So my idea was to watch the game, watch people play Madden, and I specifically was on Madden. It's all video games, but the show was to have a TV show where you watch people play these tournaments.
Yeah,
you know what the professor told me, Terry? The execution's neat. Idea would never work. I got a C for the idea.
And now esports is huge.
It's $1 billion industry.
It's $1 billion industry.
And I gotta say that. So I was talking to one of the kids. I was like, "Man, just
don't listen to anybody ever.
Don't
do what you like to do. Do what's best for you. You never know when you get told the wrong information." But I'll never forget that one.
Yeah, esports
bad
is
idea.
Huge. Esports is so huge.
All right, so I got some fun things during the week. I like to save some memes or tweets or stuff I like to go over. Here's a Drew Brees list of ways he affected the NFL from Colin Cowherd. Terry, he started the Alabama dynasty. So and he got all the SEC coaches fired because of this. and hired. And then think about also what Drew Brees did. Think of all the extra money that these colleges are wasting on paying these fired coaches because of Drew Brees.
Charlie Weiss is probably still getting paid.
Think about that. There's probably $100 million out there getting paid right now because Drew Brees didn't go to the Dolphins. In college sports.
Easy.
So Brees doesn't go to the Dolphins. That starts at Nick Saban and goes to Alabama. Of course, if Brees doesn't go to the Saints, they don't win the Super Bowl. Creates the Tom Brady dominance in the AFC East. SEC coaches fired, Terry. There's that one. Peyton Manning would have 3 Super Bowls.
Yeah,
right?
onside kick, coach's fault there.
Brett Favre could have won another Super Bowl. Russell Wilson drafted in the 3rd round. So there's some Drew Brees from Colin Cowherd stuff. New Browns quarterback Tyrod Taylor has 51 touchdown passes and 16 picks since 2015. You got that, Terry? Since 2015, Tyrod Taylor has thrown 16 picks. Last year, Deshaun Kaiser threw 22.
Oh.
All right. Only 2 quarterbacks in the NFL since 2015 have a better touchdown to interception ratio than Tyrod Taylor. Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. So, touchdown interception ratio, Terry. Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Tyrod Taylor.
So where are you going with
wide
this?
Receivers who's had 400.
So you're going to tell me Cleveland getting ready to go 12-4?
I mean,
flip that.
It could
flip that, Terry.
It could, Terry. Don't be surprised.
High side, 8-8.
So 8-8 is feeling good.
High side, 8-8.
All of a sudden, Tyrod Taylor says, "Well, Thomas quit. Now I have no line. Nobody's going to help me. I'm getting ready to get killed."
Before the Browns, before the Bills signed A.J. McCarron this week, the quarterback was Nate Peterman, who Carson, in 13 attempts, had done what?
11 interceptions.
That was their current backup.
Hey,
situation.
if we're talking about just completion percentage, just hitting somebody in the hands, regardless of team,
11 to 13 is pretty great.
That's pretty good.
I'll take 11 to 13 every time. Those weren't incompletions. That's what I used to argue. Like, Coach, those aren't incompletions. How does that go against my incompletion percentage? Dude caught it.
Somebody caught it.
I threw a
didn't hit the ground.
pass, and it was caught. So I don't say that's completed. It's a completed pass for us. All right, Terry, we got a little rant to go on here, and we got a NASCAR rant. It's not as sad, actually. I would think there's a lot of sad ways to look at it for the driver in particular, because I think he'll survive. But Jimmy Johnson losing his Lowe's sponsor, and like me and Terry was talking before you guys got here, is that it's not that Lowe's is just a Jimmy Johnson sponsor. They've been in the sport for since the sport about started out. They moved their headquarters to Charlotte basically because of this. They started up there in Wilkesboro. They closed down the track. They moved everybody down here to be around everything.
It's called Lowe's Motor Speedway.
Lowe's Motor Speedway. It used
at
to,
one point.
At one point it was, not anymore.
We see how retail, Toys R Us is announcing they're going out of business this week. We see what's happening to retail. There's a lot of reasons why you would pull out of a sponsorship, whether your company's not making as much money, whether the driver's not doing as well, or the sport's not doing as well ratings-wise. I guess my point is NASCAR's got to find a happy medium, Terry, to fund the sport through the TV contracts to where the actual sponsors for the cars aren't as much. You know what I mean? It's more of a, how the NFL and Major League Baseball, they share most of their money, when they share their money, revenue sharing. Yeah. NASCAR has to come up with some type of revenue sharing model to where they can get a couple of major sponsors, include not just the name of the Xfinity or the Monster Cup, but they need some type of sponsorship along with the TV deal to be able to fund the sport without things like this happening, where Lowe's can make a deal like, why, if it costs $2 million to sponsor the car, why can't it cost $1 million? We was talking earlier, the air hose guns this year are all the same because teams were spending up to $500,000 and $600,000 on air guns. If you have $500,000 to $600,000 to spend on air guns, can't you cut a bill and say, Lowe's, just only pay us a little bit less this year? You know what I mean? Like, there's got to be some type of happy medium where the cars still get their sponsors. It can't be an individual sport anymore like it used to be. They have to come out with some type of cohesiveness. What do you think, Jim?
Well, I'm with you. I mean, when you start hearing stuff like this, it's almost like when they wanted to change the name and they kept saying, well, we might have to come up with 3 names or so many that go together. To sponsor. For the whole, major sponsor. And then you talk about Lowe's going away. Hey, Lowe's has been around forever. I mean, they've been with Jimmy Johnson since, 2001, since he come in?
Yeah.
I mean, so you're sitting back and you're looking at that and you're like, that's great big sponsorships that's going away. And that's not only him that it's losing it, it's other drivers that are losing theirs.
What's weird about Lowe's is that they're not a regular retailer in the sense that it's not like you can buy everything that they have at other stores. Like they're a housing supply store. So it's not like you can just order everything off Amazon that you need at Lowe's. Now maybe Lowe's needs to cut some of the products they offer, maybe or something. I don't know what their business model is, but as far as NASCAR goes, we were going there, Terry. Like, why is Matt Kenseth not in the ride?
Yeah,
they couldn't find a happy medium to pay him. The drivers must be getting paid too much. They need to find some type of better sponsorship deals or something on the other side than their driver contracts, because he shouldn't be out. Danica shouldn't be out, really. Is you say as bad as she was, but there's only 37 cars on the track.
That's all they are in this week. 37 cars.
Technically, well, there's 3 officially. They only do 40 now. But from what we grew up with, 43 cars on the track, there's 6 more spots that you could have. Where's Kenseth? Where's Danica? Where are these guys at? And I don't know. This Lowe's thing is big, I think, and it's bigger than what everybody thinks it may be.
I'm with you on that.
Earnhart's gone. I mean, how many fans have you lost because of that?
Yeah.
You can't always have an Earnhart in the sport and rely on a
family making babies. Yeah, their name and who they are goes with that. Yeah. I mean, that's where I sit back and I wonder how long Nationwide will stay with Alex Bowman. I mean, how long will that continue to happen, because Dale Jr. is not the guy in the car. Mm-hmm. And as more happens, I mean, when Tony Stewart went away, Home Depot almost walked away. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just too many of them happening, and it's big name sponsors who have a lot of money that are sticking it with other things. And we've talked about this before, where you take that sponsorship and, hey, I can jump over here into soccer, and it's not costing me but maybe 30% of what I'm paying this 100%. And I can do that.
A lot of different people.
That's exactly.
Yeah. I mean, can the tire changers not take pay cuts? Can the crew chiefs not take pay cuts? Somebody's got to take a pay cut. Anytime we talk about the industry, you don't hear the doctors say we need to take a pay cut in the health industry. Nobody wants to take a pay cut.
You think about, like, when was the height of NASCAR? Late 90s to mid 2000s. I mean, at that point, now you see, like, crews are full of, like, former athletes.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're expecting to get paid. I think back then you had guys who that was their job, was to be a pit crew, a member of the pit crew. That was what they came up doing, that's all they ever did. It wasn't like guys who had failed at football or at some other sport, and then you're recruiting them and pulling them in because of their athleticism, and they can shave time off of your pit stops. I think now you're spending a lot more money on a lot of different things, and at the same time that you're spending more money, it's viewership is going down, sponsorship's going down. So you've got one thing, you've got costs rising, but you're also spending a lot more money.
You know what's silly about the spending? They're going the same speeds now than they were 30 years ago.
Yeah.
It's not like we're going 15. They talk about, I need more speed. Our guys need more speed.
Well,
my God, Richard Petty was doing the same speeds 35 years ago in a worse car. So can he pull his car out here and race with these boys today at these same speeds? I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, what are you spending so much money on to not gain anything? Yep. How much wind tunnel work or that you're actually doing that's changing this stuff? I don't understand the point where NASCAR, they got to quit blaming the sponsors and they got to cut money and quit wasting money on stuff that doesn't even make any sense. Jimmy says he'll be around for a while. He's aiming for 8. I don't see why he would quit until he gets injured for that. He obviously right now there's a Chevy problem going on with the Camaro, and even last year too.
Well, here's you go with the Chevy problem. In this race right here, none of the Hendricks guy completed one lap. None of them. They were all put to the back. Only 24 cars qualified for this race. There was 13 of them that did not complete a lap. So that they was disqualified for something. So they're all at the back.
Of the last 10 cars, 9 of them are Chevys.
And I mean, you say that 10 years ago, and I think people think you're blaspheming. I mean,
even 10. Johnson won a championship 3 years
ago.
That's
what I'm saying. Yeah. Well, I mean, that was sort of the height of
crazy.
Of Hendrick.
Harvick won his in a Chevy, didn't he? And they changed to Ford.
I think so. Yes.
That told.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I think so.
Now that was a lot. That should have been the wake up, and obviously has been the wake up call to the sport because as soon Harvick switching from a Chevy to a Ford, teams just don't do that, and they've made a great adjustment. Right now they start 10th this week.
Look who's sitting up there at the top.
Truex, Kyle Busch 1 and 2 in front row. Kyle Larson, Eric Jones at 3-4. Austin Dillon and Logano 4-5. Kurt Busch, Ryan Blaney 7-8. Ryan Newman and Harvick 9-10. Like Terry said, the 9 of the last 10 drivers
go to the back.
Are,
That's where you
are all Chevys. So Johnson starting in 33rd, Casey King 34th, Chase Elliott 31st, William Byron 29th.
Yeah, none of them. That's what I'm saying. Didn't even complete a lap. So
it's silly. All right, they're racing tomorrow. JP, you got the schedule in there, buddy? You find that schedule now. They'll be racing tomorrow. Here on WCSL 1590 AM. We have NCAA coverage for all the games here on KTC Westwood One Sports. Tune in during the day. We will break away on WCSL for racing this weekend. Today, what time is the race today, JP?
Today is at 4:30 p.m.
Tomorrow's race is?
The Auto Club at 2:30 p.m.
2:30 p.m. So that'll be the radio coverage. Will start at 2:30. I guess green flag will be somewhere around 3:30, 3:45, usually about an hour into that. I hate whether they never tell you the green flag time. That's aggravating.
We hear about that every week.
It drives me crazy.
I get a text telling me.
Do you?
Yeah, from somebody named Kevin Hastings.
It's just,
like, when's this race going to start?
I don't understand it. You just put a time. They've got it listed. You have to look it up in the fine print of the user agreement on NASCAR.com. But just to find a green flag time. I know they deal with the weather and everything, but jeez. All right, we went over just a little bit. Brackets. Mine's feeling pretty decent. This one in front of me. Terry's feeling decent. Hunter is about to light his phone on fire. And Carson doesn't care this year.
Oh man, it's so
well.
Nice.
Now that my choice is over,
I understand what you're saying.
That's nice.
I mean, now that Arizona's lost, I guess I can just fully put all my faith in them Tar Heels.
Yep. All right, guys, we've had a good week. Campers in Sports Talk, Saturday Sports Talk. Give Hunter a call over in the Lincoln County area. Looking to advertise in KTC Broadcasting on any of our broadcasts. We got American Legion Baseball coming up here shortly. Give him a call if you want to sponsor that. The good thing about that is if you sponsor that, you get included World Series coverage if you buy that from Hunter coming up in the next few weeks. Carson, you guys getting ready for some Grizzlies and some Gaston County football here this summer.
Yeah, man.
And then Terry, well, we're talking about football season. Getting ready. We're about to put together our schedules. Some of the teams already got their schedules out. As soon as we get them all, we'll start putting together our broadcasting schedule and get those out to everybody.
If you want to be part of the football broadcast, you can buy some of that as well.
Yep. So Hunter will say y'all
less than 5 weeks, y'all. 5 months. 5 months away.
All right, Terry. We'll be back next Saturday on Campers Inn Sports Talk. Carson Dockery, Hunter Yancey, Terry Reinhardt, John Prather on the board. I'm Kevin Hastings. We'll see you guys next week on KTCBroadcasting.com.
Quitting time? Who says it's quitting time? I said it's quitting time. I was the foreman. I was the one says when it's quitting time at Tara. Quitting time!